Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Now, Dan, I know that you will absolutely be at BARP. I know that you will be.
Yes, I'll be there.
I mean, there's not even any
I got my
question.
Elvis. I'm working on my Elvis thing.
What?
I was going to do an Elvis thing, but I can't sing Elvis. I can't do it.
And I wouldn't let you.
Yeah, you would. So, it was good. I'd screen it in front of you first.
Well, I just prefer you to be Dan.
Did you do anything? Did you do a thing last year, Dan?
No,
it was very peaceful. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was a little boring.
It was very nice. Wow.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Plus, I got this cough drop in my mouth, Lummy, and I didn't get it dissolved soon enough, and it's sticking to the side of my teeth.
Oh, no. Dude, this sucks. I didn't know Steve was going to be here today. Now I'm not the most handsome guy on the show for today.
That Cam Newton guy over here with his hats.
Yeah, like he looks almost Amish.
It's not the hat to me. It's the cape that he's wearing, the quilt that he's wearing as a jacket.
He looks like Josie Wales, old time, rolling into town with his
Who's
fucking.
that?
I don't know. Looked like some guy with a long trench coat, and an Amish hat that's rolling into the OK Corral. He used a big hot shoe. Everybody's afraid of him. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a hell of a look. It's definitely I'm a guitar player look and not like I used to play hockey. It's definitely an artist look.
It does. It's the furthest thing from I used to be considered like one of the better fighters in the league. Looks like more like I'm getting ready to build a wooden barn for the Amish.
Yeah, like this guy selling fresh cantaloupes at the Saturday morning market.
And then he's going to get on his acoustic guitar and sing some fucking Jewel.
He transformed in the parking lot because Seth, when he pulled up, I went out there. He jumped out of his car. He was in a white T-shirt. I think he was in like some khaki pants,
like
or
a
shorts.
Normal guy.
Like a normal guy. His hair, he had his hair back. He flipped
you know
it
what?
back.
Here's the thing: a guy that usually wears a hat all the time usually has some type of hair complex.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that, Sponjo.
No, I know that, lover.
Jesus.
Because I wear a hat, too, and I'm getting a little bit of a male pattern baldness in my back. But he has a full fucking head of hair. He has, like, rock star hair, but he insists on wearing this fucking, I want to be the, the lead bassist for Sublime fucking hat. What say you, Steve Olinsky? How you doing, my friend?
Good morning to you guys, too. So.
By the way, in case you don't know.
Was that a lot of razzing, Steve? Was that like an NHL locker room with how much we were giving it to you?
Probably was.
I love it. It makes me feel comfortable, so thank you, guys.
Now let's go take a shower and make fun of each other's wieners.
Does that shit? Well, wow, that's really jumping the shark.
I'm sorry.
And probably I've not seen Steve's wiener, but I've got, I've taken glimpses of yours, Seth.
Okay, I didn't mean to say that, guys. I apologize. apologized.
I mean, if you get us in the wiener, if we're
I just made an off comment. We can keep
I'm just saying, if we're gonna go wieners, let's go deep on the ween.
Let's not go.
And I know Lummy's not real big on the ween. He's got an average ween. I got an average ween, but Olinsky from Michigan, tall, slender. He's probably got a ween on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to talk about that, but I can tell you I've seen quite a few over my years of playing.
Now, is it the goalies that always seem to got the big weens, or is it more like the defensemen, or is there? You just can't put necessarily a category on a position that you
Maybe
know.
it's the Europeans, Bubba. Maybe it's more about where you're from.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Europeans are definitely unique. I'll just say that.
That means they're uncircumcised.
And they're bent. They have like a hook or something like that.
Oh, they're hooked too?
Yeah, it's got a hook,
okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Like their sticks.
Is there definitely a? So Steve, playing for the Penguins, for the Capitals, for Toronto, you played a little bit for San Jose in the league. Like, is there a different culture when you have American players with European players? Like, do the European guys just do like some stuff differently? Like ritual based, or like are they taught differently? Are they better than us? Like the Russians and the real European guys.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference in between all of them as well, right? The Swedes are different from the Russians and the Czechs. They're all different, and
are they fundamentally harder than us because our society is getting softer? And I'm thinking that maybe they still get their asses whipped by their dads over in Russia.
Yeah, the Russians tend to be pretty hard, right? They come from an old school mindset mentality, so the Russians are definitely brought up different.
Just the way of life is way harder over there, right? They're not getting coddled.
I think they're just. I think they're just. Are they naturally tougher, Steve? Is that what it is?
Yeah, just training wise too. I used to train with the guy Igor Larionov, who was obviously a staple of the NHL, and he was flying out at 6 a.m. He had to go do like a Summit Series thing, the old Soviets versus U.S. He had to commentate something, and we had practiced 6 days in a row, and instead of giving us the day off, we were at the arena at 4 a.m. to practice before he flew out. So that's just the mindset that they come from.
Steve Olinsky, who, he had his time in the NHL. He's a Stanley Cup winner, and I love me. When we spent some time with him and Brooke, he broke out a Stanley Cup ring. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
You should have brought it, because the boys have never seen your Stanley Cup ring. I think that was with the Penguins, was it not?
That was by design. That's my way to get an invite back, Bubba.
Oh, is to bring the Stanley Cup ring next time?
Yes.
You keep that in a safe, Steve, or is it on display?
It's in a safe.
Is it okay?
Use it for the babies, the teeth on. The babies are going right through it right now. Like, who did you guys beat in that series?
That year we beat San Jose. We beat San Jose in the finals, Tampa in the conference finals.
Oh, you beat who was on, probably Stamkos. Was Vinny on? Now, you probably were after the Vinny days, were you not?
Yeah, Vinny was in Philly when I was playing.
Right, and you beat Tampa in the conference finals.
Correct.
Did you guys go to 7?
We did. We were down 3-2 in Tampa, so they had a chance to close us out in Tampa. We ended up winning that game, and then I think we won 5-2 back in Pittsburgh in Game 7.
Wow. What year was that? That was
2016.
This is Zerpy's $10.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Steve's just in here representing a couple different things. 1, he's a good friend of mine. 2, he's Brooke Hogan's husband. And 3, he's a former NHL guy. And 4, he's a Midwestern from just outside of Detroit. And he's just one of the dudes. And so, Lummy, since we're kind of running a little bit different and loose, different time frame, unedited, uncensored, where we can, talk freely. And it's a slower paced and not you don't have to hit as many commercial windows and all that shit that we do during. By the way, I like this 10-to-1 deal.
By the way, $20.
How about you guys? How about Seth and Macho Man hates it.
Yeah.
Macho Man hates it because Macho Man, was your commute today as fucked up as it was yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so mad about it, I ain't even fucking talking about it.
Would Macho Man do mass transit in lieu of having to have his car out on the road with people if it was an option?
I need Macho, if he can chime in on me, if you can get a chance. Macho, I know yesterday you went like it was just an unbelievable commute for you to get in during our new time. Was today just as frustrating, or was today a little bit easier? Because there wasn't as many. Supposedly there was 4 wrecks yesterday when you came in.
I don't think he's there. Looks like he is in the rack room.
He's probably taking a shit. That's all he does is shit. He eats like 7,000 grams of protein a day.
I will say this, Bubba. It's not so much the time frame for me that I like. I just enjoy doing this kind of content as opposed to.
It's the time frame for me, man. I can wake up at 7 o'clock and still have gotten like 8 hours of sleep, not having to go to bed at 6, but instead go to bed at 10. And like, it's dark.
I just want to stream, man. I just want to.
It's dark when I go to bed, and it's light when I come to work. That's like, Lummy, almost normal.
It's normal, yeah.
Now, what about the commute for you, Lummy?
I fucked up today because I had to get my blood test that got fucked up this morning at Quest, the one you go to.
Yeah, the one over by the stadium?
Yeah.
How do they fuck it up? It's the easiest ever if you know what you're doing.
My doctor sent over their fax, and the fax was fucked up, and my doctor doesn't open up till 9 o'clock, and I was there at 7:30 waiting, and
the
I
whole
and
by the way, the waiting room for that is like the mat, like you're literally at a Walmart fucking layaway center.
Nicholas Cutlip, 25. Yeah, I had to go sit outside.
No
it was
offense,
so bad.
but I feel like Lummy would blend in with the sea of humanity. Lummy's a man of the people.
Seth,
Lummy's a giant compared to the average man.
This waiting room's kind of small. I had to go outside. There were so many people at this time that I had to go wait outside.
It's people with like gunshot wounds.
Lummy, I gotta tell you,
arms,
can I give you a bit of advice? Because that's where I get my blood taken every 90 days.
Of course.
Is you set it for right after the show, like 10:30.
Well, I was going to with the time change today for the show, so I said, because I had to fast 12 hours.
Well, Olinsky, did you ever fight anybody as like Lummy? What are you, legitimately 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'5".
What,
300? Yeah.
How much?
300.
Steve, you never fought anybody that big, did you?
I think the biggest I have fought, I fought a couple guys 6'7", 245, 250. Oof. That's probably
who was your biggest guy? Brandon Dubinsky?
No, one of the
Simmons?
biggest. Wayne Simmons is pretty big, but McQuaid, who was in Boston, he was a monster. Ross Johnson, who is currently one of the toughest guys in the league. And then one of my first fights was a guy, Milan Maslanka, straight from Czech. Couldn't speak a lick of English.
Hartnell on for Simmons. And
here's Wayne Simmons.
Simmons scooped it into the flyer bench.
Now, what started this?
I wasn't a big fan of Wayne. The way he plays, the way I play, clashed a lot, and we had some absolute battles against Philly. And
Philly and Washington are like big time rivals, so it gets real chippy out there, doesn't it?
For sure, and we had a long-standing history. And
Seth, I don't know if you know this, but Steve is, and he's good friends with Vinny to this day. I think he broke Vinny's jaw. Didn't you?
That is correct. Yeah, we had a line brawl against Philly, and I squared off with Vinny. And
fuck yeah, dude!
broke his pretty boy. Broke pretty boy's jaw.
Fair goes wide.
I see him at the card store often.
So where?
Erskine fires a drag deflection.
Now is this you here, Steve? Right here?
I'm back on the blue line, and I once again I stick my leg out a little bit on Wayne.
All right, so you're not in frame yet.
No.
All right, so is this you right here?
That's me.
All right. And this is Simmons?
Yes.
All right. And he wants to just kind of whiz right by you, like near the board, and you gave him the good news with the knee?
Yeah, I stuck the knee
on
out.
for Simmons.
Oh, that was a straight out trip. That was a straight out fucking trip, you dirty dog. Watch this.
On for
Look at that.
I didn't think you were a dirty player.
Oh, I would be trying to beat the shit out of you. So, as at this point, is Simmons like, hell no, you're not going to fucking trip. That's bad to trip a guy because you can cut him too, can't you, when you're tripping him?
Yeah, sticking out the leg is knee to knee is never good.
And let's see how it pans out.
Into the flyer bench. Simmons getting into it with Alexi.
Yeah, they're going to talk in the first period behind the Caps bench.
Good shots.
Simmons.
All right, so far it looks like he's kind of got you wrapped up. He's got you kind of like rear naked or front naked choked, kind of.
He doesn't have his helmet though.
How do you get out of this, Steve?
It's tough against a player like Wayne because he throws both lefts and rights, and he has long arms. So I'm just trying to find a grip here.
You're just trying to probably get your little peanut out of his hands, right?
He stepped up.
Yeah.
Alexi stepped up on him. Both guys trying to get loose right now.
I like how these hockey commentators. Hey, yeah, both guys trying to get loose right now, don't you know? That's a big brother right there, Steve. That's a big dude.
He's a tough character.
And he's got your left shoulder pad, right?
Gonna go.
This is a great trade-off for the Capitals right now. Alexi taking Simmons. Just both
Bobby
trying to find their
Williams,
footing.
$25.
And there's gotta
He's
be
the
some
man.
Now hold on. This is cheating. Simmons is grabbing a hold of the.
Find their footing.
Like he's got a hold of the referee for balance. You're not supposed to be like right.
I've never noticed that,
Look,
Bubba.
look. He's holding on to the ref for balance.
And there's got to be some
Finally, the ref shakes and says, "I'm not part of this, man. You two fucking figure it out."
payback. Steve Alexi laid a pretty good beating on Vinny LeCavier in that line brawl. And Simmons is a guy, you can't let him get those hands free. He's got a big right, wants to overpower you. Steve Alexi's a scrap.
People don't realize, man, how tiring this is. I mean, this is like exhausting, isn't it? See, like you have to go into the penalty box here and take a rest because you couldn't go back out and do 45 seconds to a minute because you've wasted a ton of energy when you're fighting like this, aren't you? I mean, it really blows you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, in situations like that too, with somebody who can throw lefts or rights, you have to be so tense, and if you miss one grip, you're in trouble.
If you miss one grip, you're getting one, and you're going to break a jaw.
For sure.
Though, he doesn't quit.
Sneaking out. Simmons has an incredibly long reach, long arms, as he's stretching out Alexi there.
Hold on. Steve got back up.
Simmons.
So it's no more. It's done.
Yeah, that was it. There wasn't a lot there. It's always tough kind of coming out of a scrum. We were both tied up pretty good.
And now, is he still in the league?
No, he retired 4 years ago.
There isn't really too many black guys in the league, is there?
No, handful now.
He was one of, he was kind of a rare thing back then. Who was the one black guy from Boston that was a real cheap shot artist?
They had Jerome Aginla for a long time.
No, it was not him. And then he went on to play for play for Florida Panthers.
They had Mike Greer.
Might have been him.
Mike Greer, and he's still actually Mike Greer still lives in Florida here. So,
Lummy, are you seeing where it might be worse news now for Mahomes?
Yeah, I think it was at the ACL, LCL.
Yeah, they didn't think the LCL had blown, but it's blown now too.
For Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes' knee injury is more serious than first believed. Along with a torn ACL, reports say he also suffered a torn LCL, an added complication that could make rehab trickier, even if the 9-month return timeline stays intact. Mahomes already underwent ACL surgery and is starting rehab. It's the first major injury of his career, and it leaves Kansas City staring at an uncertain offseason.
Well, I mean, the offseason's going to be, they're done. They're done, Lummy. They just got to, now it's a 9 to 12 month. What was the worst injury you ever got, Steve?
I'd probably say shattered nose. I had a guy put my nose over to my right ear. Yeah, this angle doesn't do me any justice.
Yeah, that angle doesn't. It shows the broken noseness. Who broke your nose?
There's a guy, Tim Spencer. He was about 6'5", 245.
Really? And you decide to go in there and get a little chippy with him, and he gives you the good news?
Yeah, most guys like to grab me because I would fight, but I wasn't a heavyweight, so it was.
Let me let's not take it clear till 1 o'clock with 1 second left on the show to hit 1,000 thumbs up today. Let's be a little bit more aggressive on that with our YouTube channel. Remember yesterday, like we barely made it. Let's breeze through them. We're at 340 thumbs up now.
We should be good with Steve here, though.
Yeah, everybody loves it. Everybody loves new blood in here. So welcome to Steve Olinsky. Grew up in Michigan, right outside of Detroit. His dad is an electrician. What do we call your dad? Big Thick? No, I'm sorry. What's your dad's name? Bulldog.
The Bulldog.
The Bulldog. And he makes this thing, called Bulldog's Famous Chicken. And it's like chicken tenders. And everybody gathers around and gets their beer out of the keg in the garage. And the Bulldog makes chicken fingers for anybody that wants to swing on by.
Oh, nice.
Macho Man, I know that you were taking you sent a little message to me that your daily routine shit came on strong today.
Very.
How was your commute today? Better than yesterday?
A little better, but still shitty.
Yeah.
Very shitty. I don't know how people driving that stuff every day.
Yeah.
I would kill myself.
So
what time were you out? What time were you out there, Macho Man?
I left yesterday at 7, and then this morning I left at 6:30. Yesterday was worse because there was a bunch of accidents and stuff, but there's just too many fucking people down here now.
Yeah, there is. Speaking of which, I had a little graph. I think Lemmy sent it to me yesterday about where people are moving from and to. And it was a little more aggressive for us. Here it is. Boom. And you can see Florida used to be, Lummy, during COVID. Here we go. Among 6,839 services provided, 50.8 entered the state and 49.2 left. So we had a.
What the fuck's that inbound state? Is that Idaho?
Oh, yeah, look at this motherfucker.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
It's cheap. It's cheap up there.
Oh, my God, look at this. I mean, that's big time. But look at California, mass exodus. Let me see. Look,
Arkansas?
Hold on, look at this. Everybody's leaving the fuck out of Louisiana. What's so bad about Louisiana?
Are they leaving Louisiana to go to Arkansas? Because Arkansas is right above it, right?
Yeah, like they're a plus.
Isn't Louisiana a swamp that's like one more storm away from getting put under?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
God bless those people, though. They're very resilient. I'm just saying, I've been there twice, Bubba. The whole place smells like urine.
To Louisiana?
New Orleans, yeah.
Oh, New Orleans, yeah, that's true. It's in Louisiana. People are leaving. People are Arkansas.
I mean, Lane
Idaho.
Kiffin's not leaving. I mean, he's balls deep in Louisiana now.
Arkansas, Idaho, and North Carolina drew the most new arrivals this year, and it looks like Louisiana. I know it's Louisiana. Yeah, more. It's by far, along with people are leaving Colorado too. Probably. I mean, I thought Colorado was cool.
Colorado's not that high up, though, are they?
You mean high up, like as far as people leaving?
That's Wyoming.
Yeah, I was going to say the one below it's not bad. Yeah,
I don't know my states. I'm sorry. I'm fucking retarded. So there's Wyoming. People are. It looks like it's
and West Virginia
and West. Oh my God! Look how West. Who wants to be with those fucking hillbillies though?
I think I think a lot of people are realizing, or they're getting the opportunity, because of COVID or whatever, that you don't have to necessarily work in an office for a living, and if you get a chance to work from home and you go, well, I can live wherever I want. A lot of people are. I think want to disconnect from being in the city life.
And I don't even think West Virginia has internet, so you can't even work from home.
No.
You got to get the fuck out of there, right? Lummy, I think not that I want to act like we got jobbed, but I think we got jobbed. Dan said that if I sent he knew Dr. Diaco worked for Coach Gruden on Coach Gruden's staff as an assistant doctor under his father. He has Coach Gruden's text. Coach Gruden gave him the address for us to send him. If anybody follows Coach Gruden on, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever, he gets his gimmick is that these universities or other even private citizens will send him these care packages. Let me like a new whatever.
Yeah,
like
anything. Yeah,
this one here explains it. He got one from the Packers, and it's a whole big thing where it shows him walking through the door with this big box. And then he reminisces a little bit about and then listen. So just to establish the fact that there was a local radio station in town that happens to be the sports talk station, which I think, Seth, now it's 95.3 WDAE is the only sports talk station in town, like the only one dedicated to sports.
I mean, the station, that we're on sometimes in the morning, 820
is a sports station, Bubba.
Yeah.
We're the only show on there that's not sports.
They have Jim Rome and what's his name?
Dan
So our very own station.
We don't want Big Woody to get upset.
Well, okay, that's fine. I'm so sorry.
I will say, Bubba, the thing about 820 that I listen to a lot is they play a lot of the football games, like a lot of the 9:30 games, a lot of the 620 doesn't have any of the games. So if I'm ever driving at that time,
right,
I always put 820 on.
Basketball games coming.
95.3 had established and sent a box that he opened. So that I'm not trying to promote 95.3, but it shows that potentially Coach Gruden would open up a box from a radio station, potentially, right?
Well, it's also the iHeart that has the rights to the Buccaneers game, so there is that aspect of it too.
There's some inside, if you will. So I sent him a Bubba Army box with everything from cologne to his own tennis shoes to knives to Ridge wallet. I sent him everything we got. Nice. He's a Bubba Army shirt, sweatshirt, quarter zip, everything. And Dan got the address from Coach, and that was maybe 6 months ago.
It's been a while, yes.
And we go
start of the year.
We go and watch every time he does a box opening. And it has Bubba Army stickers all over it and everything like that. That might have been maybe something I shouldn't have done because it. So anyway, we've kind of gotten jobbed out with a little bit, Lummy. I don't think that. I think our box got sent to the Salvation Army.
Hey, Bubba, who sent this to you? Because I saw this and I go, man, I definitely would not send this to Bubba, knowing that he's not happy that
I've gotten fucked in the boxing.
Yeah, that John Gruden never opened his his box. So
and now this not only is a box, but it's my favorite team.
Guess who we got a box from?
Who is it?
The Green Bay Packers, man. I used to coach there, 1992, 93, 94. Wonder what's in here. Maybe they found something in my old locker. The Green Bay Packers.
Probably Chevrolet gives him a brand new Tahoe to wear that hat. He's just...
All the places I've ever lived, ain't no place like Green Bay. Great people, real football fans.
I will tell you this, man. I lived in Milwaukee, which is, kind of the bigger, is the metro, the bigger metro of Wisconsin. And it probably next to Tampa is my second favorite place to live. I love Wisconsin. Just the culture. Much, Steve, like Michigan. Just the Midwestern culture. It's just people are different up there. They just really are. The Midwestern kind of deal.
I see a green jersey in here. What the heck?
Robert Brooks.
That's Robert Brooks. That was a receiver.
Rob Brooks, actually, Lummy, was the number 2 receiver. And when Sterling Sharp went down, I don't know if they'll tell the story or not, but I don't know if Coach will tell, but they went to Brooks and said, you're the new number 1 guy.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, I'm ready.
Coach, man. 3rd round pick out of South Carolina, Robert Brooks. That's why I love the Gamecocks. We had Sterling Sharp, Robert Brooks. Damn. I remember Sterling Sharp hurt his neck. And Robert Brooks, I walked in, I said, well, you got to be the number 1.
Well, hold on. They're telling the story.
Look at that.
Receiver. I was all nervous. Brooks said, what, you don't think I'm ready? He was great, man. Look at this, a note.
This note comes handwritten from the coach.
Green Bay Packers, man. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
See, you know what the Lightning are fucking up by not sending him a whole big Lightning package.
I think he got one earlier.
Oh, you did?
I think he got the Lightning, I think he got a Raise, and I think he got a Bucks one so far.
And he got a Bubba the Love Sponge one that's got thrown away.
Star.
The Mexicans that do his lawn work got it. They're all
Big Ram's wife, $10.
Coach Gruden, love and respect your work. We wanted to send along some fresh gear from Green Bay. We have a lot of history here at Lambeau, and we know you appreciate the tradition having coached here in the early 90s. Happy holidays, and you're welcome to visit anytime. Matt LaFleur, man. I love Matt LaFleur. I wish I could coach like him. Look at this game ball.
Sweet.
I mean, we got to blow this up, man.
Did you put a note in there,
awesome.
Bubba, for him?
How about this?
Yeah.
Coaching staff right here. Mike.
Yeah, I put big fans of your box opening gimmick. Bubba Love Sponge.
Holmgren. Look at that. The Gru Dog right there. You see that? Holmgren, Sherm Lewis, Mariucci, Gruden. Who's that? Andy Reid? That damn Andy Reid. What a staff, man. Dick Duran came.
Look at the staff.
Rich Shermer, Bob Valesini.
So Thanksgiving ball. Detroit, Green Bay.
All right, I've seen enough. It makes me sad.
The box could still be in there.
But it's not getting opened. He's just not going to open it. He's
not going to open it.
No,
he's not going to open it. I think it's just all better if we just collectively
move on. Maybe if we just collectively be excited over the boxes that he gets and realize that our box is kind of like that little elf that wanted to be a dentist and got shunned by the rest of the elves.
I didn't see that movie.
It was fucking Frost. It was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Wanted to be a dentist?
You didn't grow. Remember?
I'm Jewish.
Oh. Well, does it mean you still can't believe in Santa Claus?
Well, I didn't get the outer skirts Christmas story.
Yeah, Elfie and Be a Dentist. It was in the 1964 film.
Oh, that one, Lummy. Yeah. I didn't know it was in the 64 adaptation of it.
Alfred, and he wanted to be a dentist, and all these other little motherfucking elves are out there, making all Santa's shit and stuff, out there just hammering this shit, and he wants to be a dentist, so they all make fun of him, and he gets, I think he gets kicked out of the workshop.
Yeah, Steve, you remember it, right?
I remember it.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, and they all make fun of him because he wants to be a dentist. Well, that's that our box is Alfred the elf, not getting, it's just not going to get. It's just not going to get.
Well, let's blame Dan. I know he's going through a lot right now with the big D and all, but let's, I think you can blame him for it, Bubba.
Now, I don't know who sent this to me, but what's Mar-a-Lago face? Is this I don't know. I don't know what it is.
This is it's showing like it's showing their faces before and after surgery.
Like once they start working for Trump or something, or
I don't know. It's just something that's on the internet.
Oh.
I just got a text from the boss, which is Brooke Hogan, Brooke Bolea, Brooke Olinsky, I should say. And she said, Ashley and I have already done the math as to how many wieners Steve may have seen in the locker room. We've already done the math.
What'd she come to?
She said, if you do the math on air, how many locker rooms, how many guys on each team?
It's 30 and 30, right? I mean,
it was well into 4 digits.
Holy fuck, dude.
Ask Steve about talking shit, about me talking shit in the stands, and ask Steve about the goalie I said needed a tether on him, and his girlfriend started shit with me. Yeah, so rumor has it that you went a couple of, is it the IHL or the, what league are we talking about here? The most recent shit.
The most recent was a weekend ago. I played in the ECHL, which is essentially AA baseball for the Jacksonville Icemen.
Yeah, so there's there's the ECL, and they know that Steve Olinsky is running around Florida as a former NHL pro, and they're getting ready for the playoffs and all these teams and stuff. So they call it. It's so loosely regulated that they called Steve up, the Jacksonville team up, and called him up and said, "Hey, you want to come in, fuck around and play for a couple games?" And Steve went up there and played for a couple games, and within like the first 2.5 minutes, he was already in the penalty box. Is that true or false?
That is 100% true. First shift in about 3.5, 4 years, and I took a high sticking penalty. So.
And what's about Brooke almost getting in a fight with the goalie's girlfriend?
It happens. There's a lot of drama usually in the stands between girlfriends and wives, and
Brooke probably towers over these little chicks.
Well, and she, coming from a wrestling background, she doesn't fully understand the team aspect of hockey.
Wow, I think that's putting it nicely.
So she
was she trying to get the metal chair and knock it over the bitch's head, or what was she doing?
I came home from the game and she says, "Hey, I was talking shit in the stands, and a girl in front of me, she's like 19 years old, turns around and yelled at me, 'Hey, that's her boyfriend, leave her alone.'" And I said, "Well, tell me the story." She's like, "Well, the goalie wasn't playing very good." And I said, "Somebody needs to put a tether on him."
Oh, my God.
And I said, "Oh, all right." Well, that goalie was on my team. And she didn't fully understand. She said, "Well, I thought it was sports. You're supposed to talk trash." And I said, "Yeah, but not to your own teammates." So
your goalie's not playing too good.
Yeah, our goalie.
And so she talked some shit about your goalie. Just happened to be that goalie's girlfriend was within earshot distance of hearing Brooks' critique of the goalie.
For sure. And my head dropped and I said, all right, this is year 14 of my career and I've kind of avoided that drama. And now I have to go have a conversation with my teammate and apologize for my wife trash talking him.
So it got back to the goalie?
Yeah, I wanted to get ahead of it.
Okay.
I'm sure it got back to him, but I had to pull him aside.
So what did you say? Yeah, I hate her. So let me tell you something. You let a few through tonight, and my wife, who doesn't really understand the game, don't you know? She was talking a little shit, and I'm gonna have a word with her. Yeah, hey about it, but we're sorry. Hold on. Michigan. Sorry about that. We're really sorry.
Yeah, so I grabbed him and I said, "Hey, I don't know exactly what went on, but my wife said and goalies are a different breed. You can ask anybody who's ever been around hockey." And
don't they kind of like are kind of loners, like they kind of do their own thing?
All of them, and generally I'm best friends with most of the goalies, but they're always on their own page and they beat to their own drum for sure.
And they have like their own little ritual on how they get the ice ready and when you guys are skating around warming up and then you see that, remember how the goalie always goes in and kind of scrubs the ice and to make it a little bit more coarse and less slick. I think all the goalies have a little routine that they do. And are you as a player supposed to at that point leave him alone, like he's in his zone and don't fuck with him?
Yeah, all of them are like that, and that's the worst thing that you can do.
Now, can you talk to him when he's just out skating around? Because a lot of time you'll see him out skating around, but as soon as he gets in the crease, is that when you leave him alone?
It depends on who it who you're playing with, but most of them don't even want you to talk to them.
Really?
They're like pitchers.
Like, give us the most extremes of, like, okay, the coolest goalie that you played with that was, like, you know, really approachable and super cool and didn't have very many superstitions, and he just went out and fucking did his job and kicked ass. And then the other extreme being, like, the guy that was the most superstitious. Don't fuck with me. Don't talk with me. I'm in my own world. I'm a goalie. You know what to fight. Like, give me both extremes.
The best goalie I've ever played with was Marc-Andre Fleury, a Pittsburgh Penguin, Hall of Famer. He was a jokester. He was a prankster. He just went about his business.
So he's like one of the boys.
He's one of the boys, had fun with it. And then probably the guy that my wife was talking trash about, he was probably on the other end of the spectrum as far as that goes, where you can walk in his direction and he would snap and he'd stare at you. He'd stare a hole through you.
Now, are goalies really, really sensitive? Like, when you lose, there's a certain probably, you know, aura of the locker room, you know, and then there's different levels of losing it in a shootout, losing it in overtime, losing it when you had a 2-goal lead, getting blown out 8-2. Like, there's just all types of different losing. But when the goalie loses, does he take it a little bit more rougher than, like, the right winger? Because, you know, it just because he's the one that let the goal in at the end of the day. And are goalies even less approachable when you lose, or take it harder?
For sure, you don't go near a goalie
when you lose.
When they lose, yeah.
How about when is the worst way for a goalie to lose is when you guys go to the shootout and that's directly on him. Like, you know, you can't blame it on the defenseman. You can't blame it on a turnover. You can't blame it on a bad pass. That's him and that dude.
The shootouts aren't so bad because it's 1v1, so that's pretty tough position for a goalie to be in. The worst time to approach a goalie or to even be close to a goalie is when you get blown out as a team, and
like an 8-2er.
Yeah, and we can still cut it up and have a little bit of fun, and they are just steaming in the corner. So you want to stay clear of the goalies if you know, and a lot of it is because he's getting lit up and the guys in front of him aren't helping, so he feels
Who was the
helpless.
number one goalie, if you're going to a shootout, that you're thinking, fuck, this guy's a lockdown artist. You know, he cuts the angles. I love it when they're doing a shootout and the goalie is such a badass that he comes out of the crease to take your angle away. Like that, the further he gets out of the crease, kind of the more he's out in no man's land, and kind of shows you how much of a stud he is, right?
Yeah, there's not a goalie I ever played against that took away my angle in a shootout because I was always right in the middle of the bench. So
you were not a shootout guy, were you?
No, I was not a shootout guy.
If they were calling for Olinsky to shoot out, we've gone through the entire team
twice, yeah.
Right. Like, I guess we could throw that fucking goon out there, but I mean, he ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, nobody was taking away my angle. So
But like, okay, so on the teams that you played, though, you witnessed, I don't know how many shootouts, who was that goalie that say who's the guy on the Capitals, the ultimate guy,
Ovechkin?
Yeah, Ovechkin. Like who? Like, and I know you're close to Ovechkin. Who, like, if you were to talk to Ovechkin, who would Ovechkin say? Because Ovechkin's probably one of the first couple of guys you send out there, right?
For sure. I think when you talk about full scale, you have to put Lundqvist in that conversation. Big Swede. He was kind of on the forefront of the big goaltender, took up a ton of net. And protection was a lot different, so he had the big chest protector, and he was tough to beat in shootouts.
Meanwhile, on the other end of the stick, who do you think the goalies in the whole goalie world was like? You know, was it the great Wayne Gretzky? Was it, you know, who was the guy? Was it Ovechkin that chances are he's going to get it by you? He's got such skill set.
Well, right now, one of the highest shootout percentages ever is Trevor Zegras right now, who he was in Anaheim, now he's in Philly. I think he's running at 68% career in the shootout. So anything he seems to do in a shootout seems to go in.
Does anybody ever remember, and let me see if you can find it for me, because I like to get, I don't know if Steve's ever seen this. It was when Stamkos was young. He might have been a rookie or like maybe a second or third year player. And I think they're playing Toronto, which isn't that kind of where he's from?
Yes.
Okay. And so when he went to Toronto, he actually got cheered. Like, they really liked him because he was a Toronto kid. They did there was a I don't know if it was a shootout or it was a breakaway. I don't know if it was a breakaway or a shootout, but he actually, when he makes the goal, he actually stops, and his momentum doesn't actually stop fully, but he like kicks it around Lummy and shoots the goal from behind his back. And like the announcers and everything were be like, man, in the league, you can tell the guy's young. You just don't do that show off shit, because that's gonna get like it's. I don't know that he ever did it after that, and I don't know if it was during a shootout or a breakaway. But he was going for the goal, and then he stopped, but he didn't stop, and the referees had to take a look at it to make sure that he didn't come to a complete stop. Because Steve, it's my understanding that like on a shootout, you can't stop your momentum and shoot. Like you have to be moving, right?
Yeah, you have to continue to move. And they've also changed some rules. I know, here in Tampa, Marty St. Louis, he was
my guy, by the way.
He was part of that in the Stamkos, where you have to keep your momentum moving forward. So you can't go across or backwards either.
Let me see if it's like Steve Stamkos shoots from behind. I mean, and even Phil Esposito and the Big Chief, Seth, and the commentators were like, man, that's gonna get you some heat.
I don't know if you've given Lummy enough to work with to find this.
It's Stamkos.
Well, I'm gonna
shoots behind the back.
Well, I'm gonna send one, but it's not an NHL game, so
no, it's not. So it wouldn't be for the Lightning. I've got to find it for Steve, because I guarantee you Steve's never seen it. And like for Steve to give me like the player's perspective, like for the fans, it was badass, but I guess like amongst the players, it's kind of bullshit. Like you're kind of you're showboating a little bit. And so if you happen to find it, send it my way.
I think it's when he played for Sarnia Sting, Lummy, if that helps you.
Well, I think that's the one I sent then. I think. Maybe not.
You don't think? No, this
was behind the back goal.
It was a Lightning. He played for the Lightning, but I think this was his technique. Like I think it was this same technique, but it was when he was a Lightning. Let me see here.
2 goals in this game. 2 of the 3 were scored by Stamkos for his team. Can he get one here in extra time? Walking in on Eddie Pasquale, bouncing puck and still able.
That's what he did. Lummy. But he did it other direction. He was coming in from the left, and it went completely opposite of this. But it was the same thing. And Steve, how badass is? I mean, like as far as stick skills and stuff, how
2
badass
goals
is
in
that?
this game. 2 of the 3 were scored by Stamkos.
It's incredible to be able to keep your balance and your edges and
for his
to
team.
be so fluid with
Can
that.
he get one here in extra time? Walking in on Eddie Pasquale, bouncing puck and still able to put on a show and get.
Look at this. Oh my God. Yeah, he did that once in the NHL. I don't know if you ever find it or not, and if not, we'll continue. We'll move on. But he did that once, and it was versus Toronto, and all the commentators were, man, that's hot dog. And like,
well,
Steve,
I did this one too. He did against the Habs. He did pretty much a spin around.
I think this might be it.
He kind of stopped.
Penalty shot now.
I think this is it. Hold on. I think I had the teams wrong. So it was against the Habs. And Lummy, this is it. This is it.
Okay.
So, Steve, I want you to see this.
Nice. Here he goes left side. Steven Stamkos to the slot. Spins it.
Yes, that's it right there.
Scores. Oh, what a goal.
And they have to analyze it and replay it to make sure that he actually shot it before he stopped. So watch this. Boom. Is that badass, Steve, or what?
Yeah, and I think that was a big part of the rule change with shootouts now, because you can see that his momentum doesn't keep him moving forward the entire time.
But if you watch it, he never actually does stop. He still glides. Ready? Watch this. Ready?
And I think that's what led to the rule change, though, Bubba. If you watch that one more time, you can see his momentum stops going forward.
It does.
And he comes backwards to spin around. Right there.
And he scores! Oh.
Now, is that in the league, man? If it wasn't a shootout, would that get the goon off the bench to give him the good news the next play? If you do that to a team, does that get your ass whipped?
Yeah, generally it's not his ass getting whipped; it's somebody on his team's ass getting whipped.
Right,
but,
because they're not going to let you touch him.
Well,
right.
and the biggest thing with that, Bubba, is who moves like that upset the most are the guys who can't do them, right? And generally those are the goons.
Well,
so.
and and realistically, there's probably not too many guys in the league that can do that, can they? I mean, is this just such a? I mean, Wayne Gretzky could probably do this.
Well, there's not many that could do that and get away with it. Obviously, Stamkos being a prolific goal scorer, guys expect that a little bit more. If it was somebody who scored, 5 to 7 goals a year doing that, they're definitely catching a cross check or a punch to the face for sure.
So does the coach tell you, because you're a goon? I mean, that's what I mean. You were. I mean, I got literally 25 page. I typed in Steve Oleski fights, Steve Oleski NHL hockey fights, and I literally got 15 or 20 or 30 of them that we potentially might go through here. But you're sitting there on the coach, you're sitting there on the bench. How does the coach talk to you about having to go out and put the good news on somebody? Does he go, Oleski? And what's the communication between you? First of all, who tells you? Is it the team captain or is it the coach?
No, part of that role is knowing and understanding when to do it, right? And that's a skill in itself. And
so you may not have to even be told. It's a code that and it's just something you got to do.
For sure. And I think too, picking your spot, right, is important. But yeah, they don't have to tap you on the shoulder like they used to. As an enforcer in that role, when you need to stand up for your team and respond to something that they've done.
Lummy, this is the Mar-a-Lago face. So is this like people that have been to Mar-a-Lago in Trump's world and then what they have done in plastic surgery thereafter?
You should watch it.
Ew.
Oh no, because that's Bezos' wife, I think.
That looks like a whole other woman. Is that Karen Levitz? The press secretary?
It might be.
Is that Melania?
Yeah.
That
Matt Gaetz
was fucking 17-year-olds. Remember?
Yeah, allegedly.
And what did he do? It looks like they added 3 inches to his top. Like they gave him. Hey, I want to. It looks like he literally went in and asked the plastic surgeon, "Can you make me look like Herman? Can I get the Herman Munster fucking facelift?" Look at.
All these people look fine.
This woman looks fine right there.
Who is that?
I don't know.
That's Christy Gnomes.
Oh, that's Christy Gnomes?
Yeah.
Isn't that the chick that's married to Trump's kid?
They're divorced now, but yeah.
Ew.
That's why they got divorced.
She looks like Linda Hogan there with fucking. There's somebody I like to see a fight. Big Thick. Roll up there with Big Thick.
I'm sitting that one out, Bubba.
You know why? Because nobody wanted to fight Big Thick. Hogan used to tell me when he had to go do a job for her. I'd pull in on a Saturday, and Linda would have too much wine, and she would demand that Hogan laid the coals to her. But it was a job in itself, so I'd come in on a Saturday like at 9 o'clock, and he'd be like drinking his coffee, looked like he just ran a marathon. I'd be like, he goes, man, Big Thick. We got a little worked up last night. I had to lay the wood to Big Thick. That's a whole fucking job in itself.
What does lay the wood mean? Banging?
Yeah, fuck.
Dude, you don't want this.
I don't know. These women to me look fucking hideous. Well, I mean, this is wrong. Did you see this? This poor guy. He's an American.
Is this in Florida?
This is Clearwater.
Yeah. I saw
this is fucking Clearwater. This is Clearwater. Here's some Mexican guy. He's by the way, he's an American. A racist white woman walks up to a Hispanic man that's a U.S. citizen who's cleaning his fish at Clearwater, Florida, that he caught and starts berating him. She says that she'd much rather have a black person around her than a Hispanic and that they're all disgusting and go home.
Who would you rather be around? Call now.
Black, white, or Mexican? or a former NHL goon? Tell us which one now.
You're gonna want to see your Mexican ass.
First of all, you can tell, Lummy, that she spent already too much time down at Hogan's Hangout on the 2-for-1s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
She
she's
looks like
fucking, she's drunk.
She's coming right off the boat because they're at like a dock.
Yeah. So she's had one too many on the boat.
You're gonna want to see your Mexican ass. I'd rather see a black man come upon this than a fucking Mexican.
How can you say that to somebody that's not doing nothing to you?
You're disgusting to society.
Look at this fat bitch. Look at the gut on her. Don't you just wish that you could just walk up and just literally just pop her right? I mean, her white trash fucking youper type fucking mentality, and you just go up there and give her the great fucking news.
Yep.
Women like this need to have their face punched in.
Do you think they used to get? Do you think before technology, the women would get? I don't want to say women, but people would get slapped around for,
I think
doing this kind of stuff.
Before everybody had a fucking cell phone and could like document you, you could go out there during probably when Steve's dad Bulldog was growing up and they're down at their park, somebody got a little lippy, you could fucking give them the good news and there wasn't nobody recording it and getting you in trouble.
I've heard stories.
Yeah.
And what you meant. You're nothing. You're nothing.
By the way, Lemmy, those fillet knives are real sharp. That fishermen use.
Oh yeah.
One right across the jugular would do this Karen bitch nice.
I have to walk away.
Look at that gut on her. She's got a bigger gut than I do, fat bitch.
No, not gonna happen. No, you're harassing me and be in my town.
Poor Mexican guy's like, you're harassing me. Please.
Nobody even said he's Mexican.
Well, I mean, they're describing him that on the
Hispanic.
Okay, I'm sorry, Hispanic.
You're harassing me and be in my town. Go back.
There's nothing wrong with Well, I'm not even going to say that. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's more. Women tend to really, 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 really change when they get drunk. I think men can handle their liquor better than women because when women get drunk, it's bad. They turn into.
Wasn't fighting invented by drinking? I mean, by guys drinking? I thought that's how, brawling with each other came to be.
I don't know. When we return, because I'm a little bit late, we only got a 2-minute stop set. Somebody sent me, and some of these are stiff. Some of them, I can tell you, are works because with all the guitar headshots, this is a headshot compilation from the WWE, and then here's an infamous. This happened at a pay-per-view in 2011, and I actually know for a fact, and and Brooke probably knows too, but if you would Google, Vengeance 2011 Big Show versus, I think, Mark Henry, the ring was iggyed up. They had taken all four. Underneath the ring are 4 cables that go from one to crisscross. They crisscross. And they hold the bottom part of the ring poles together, so they're it's impossible to collapse. Well, for this particular match, they went and undid the ring cables, and they knew this was going to happen. And everybody makes it a big deal, like this is the one time that a ring really broke. We're going to go through that and the headshot compilation. I will tell you this. The steel chairs back in the day, that was a shoot. You could really get hurt by a steel chair. And it was before the guys were putting their hands up. Now they put their hand up and they kind of catch the steel chair with their hand. But back in the day, man, your forehead caught it. But on all the guitar shots, like on all the honky-tonk guitar shots and all the Jeff Jarrett, they scored. They would take a knife or a utility knife and score the back of it so that it was already pre-broken when it went over your head. We'll do that, and then we got to start getting into this to the Susie Wiles stuff. I think she's the chief of staff for Donald Trump. And when you're the chief of staff, I think that you don't answer to anybody. Like, you work directly for the president and you're in charge of everything. Like, everybody kind of runs shit by you.
Her dad was Pat Summerall.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Well, that makes me like her a little bit more. But she is Donald Trump's chief of staff, and I guess she gave this very candid interview with Vanity Fair, and some of it wasn't so complimentary towards Donald, and I guess Donald and a bunch of other people and Pam Bondi have rallied behind the Susie Wiles girl to say that it was a hit piece and it was used all out of context. But Lummy, she was saying she was like calling Trump, like she said her dad was an alcoholic and Trump had alcoholic traits and all kinds of shit.
Pat Summerall was a drunk?
Yeah.
Pat Summerall was a drunk. So let me see, you're in good company.
Yeah, me, Pat Summerall, John Madden. Yeah, we're good.
Was Madden drunk?
He was hanging out with Pat Summerall.
Well, I thought he did the eating and maybe Summerall did the drinking.
I don't know.
Terry Carey there.
Yeah. Back with that and more next.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Tired of paying sky-high cable TV bills? Sick of juggling endless streaming subscriptions? There's a better way. Go to getabox.com. With Get a Box, you get every channel, every game, every movie ever made. Watch local and national channels, live sports, all your favorite movies, and much, much more. This isn't another subscription. It's a one-time purchase. No contracts, no fees, no nonsense. For a limited time, use promo code BUBBA at checkout for $25 off any box. That's getabox.com, promo code BUBBA.
Pulling into the track, climbing over it, cruising it, or along for the ride. You're always in it to win it, and you want to stay cool. Super Cool Performance. Superior protection against cavitation, corrosion, and erosion. Super Cool Boil Guard. Reducing operating temperatures by up to 20 degrees. Don't get beat by the heat. Visit redlineoil.com for products designed and engineered to keep you cool.
Tampa, get ready to turn up the fun. Elevate Fun is rolling out 2-for-1 racing Monday through Thursday. This is happening between December 1st through New Year's Eve. Double the laps, double the adrenaline, and it's all right here in Tampa at Citrus Park Mall. You've got over 100,000 square feet of indoor fun for all ages. Go-karts, bowling, laser tag, arcade, mini golf, axe throwing, VR, rope courses, and more. Plus, catch NFL Sunday Ticket every weekend and dive into our legendary Sunday brunch. Stop by Guest Services and use promo code BUBBA for 10% off your entire experience. Elevate Fun at Citrus Park Mall in Tampa. Power Screen of Florida. Rock solid and rugged quality. Power Screen of Florida, the experts in design and manufacture of crushing, screening, washing, grinding, and recycling equipment. With locations in Florida, Georgia, Texas, Dominican Republic, and Central America, there's got to be one near you. Real simple to get a hold of them, my friends. PowerscreenFLA.com. Power Screen of Florida. Rock solid, rugged quality.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
25 from Mushroom Mitch. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Gary Cantrell, I guess, is en route.
Yes, he is.
He will be here to document and videotape, because we're not going to go live, but we're going to videotape. We got a big show. A lot of the I should say hate, or a lot of the people that are fuck with us is say, okay, you guys playing a basketball game, but you never do it. You guys playing bowling, but you never do it. We want to see more. We like the show, but we would like to see more behind the scenes shit. So, Lummy, you and I went to Elevate.
Yes.
Which is at the Citrus Park Mall. Met the general manager. That's where you're supposed to fill his name in. No,
Chris, good
fuck.
guy.
You're so stupid.
Salt of the earth, Chris.
Salt of the earth, and his assistant / girlfriend, his wife. All the above, very beautiful. That's where you fill her name in.
I don't know her name.
Okay, thank you.
I'm disappointed I didn't get that invite, but hopefully next time.
You can fill in for me.
Yeah, you can show up. Except you're probably a fucking ringer. We don't want some ringer in there fucking making us.
You think this guy's a go-kart expert or something? I mean,
he's light and he can, and he's from Michigan, which means he can drive in the snow and the rain, the sleet. So he's not afraid of being loose. So he probably naturally would be a decent go. He may not win. But can you bowl, Steve?
Your tone changed, Bubba. I listened before when you were talking about this, and you said I'd be terrible in a go-kart. So
well,
now that I'm in studio, it's changed a little bit.
I don't want to get a right hook. I love my front teeth, and but you're probably really good at bowling. Probably better than I don't know, Lummy. It's probably Brian's like a 218, 219 average.
Oh, is he? I thought he was like 160, but I can't wait to see that 218.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, good.
Supposedly his kid, who's 7's a 120.
Wow.
So now you being from Michigan certainly have spent many an hour in a bowling alley. How are you at bowling?
I just try to throw it as hard as I can and destroy the pins.
So you're not very good.
Yeah, no,
you're about probably at 120 is a good game for you.
Built for power.
So this Sunday, let me make sure you resend the email out because everybody has to sign this little. It's going to be easier for you guys to print out the form and sign it and bring it with you than having to get signed up at Elevate.
Yeah, doing it
It's just basically the form they make you sign in case Seth floors a go-kart and his throttle stick and he runs over Alaska and kills him.
I'm not signing shit.
Well, you have to. So somebody found me a video of Elevate, and this is a kid. There's this little kid that says, "Hey, I'm a little kid," and I fast forward it past the kid, but I'll play it in its entirety.
Today on Good Life Tampa Bay Kids, we're going to check.
All right, I've seen enough. So it basically just shows you everything. It shows the mom and the kid walking in. And it's not just for kids, it's for adults. This is what will be Sunday. Are we going to be... Will they open up at 9 for us, Lummy?
Yes, they are.
It took us on an unforgettable journey at Elevate Fun, Tampa's ultimate destination for adventure, thrills, and fun for the whole family. Conveniently located at Citrus Park Mall with easy access off the Veterans Highway. From classic arcade favorites like Pac-Man and Skee-Ball to interactive hits like Fast and Furious and Dance Revolution, Elevate...
Oh, Lummy, I want Dance Revolution. Does that mean you get in this little fucking box and dance?
Fast and Furious and Dance Revolution.
Yeah, you gonna do that?
I don't think they have that one. Maybe they moved it. But
yeah,
you gonna dance?
No, I'm not fucking dancing.
Elevate's Arcade is a kid's paradise with over 150 games to enjoy.
I had a lot of fun. My favorite part was the Mario Kart because I love Mario.
All right, well.
But that's just the beginning.
That's just the bullshit for the kids. Let's get to the adult shit that we're going to be doing.
Feel the need for speed.
There you go. Lummy, I think this Sunday we're bowling and racing.
Yes.
That's the two events we're doing.
Yes.
And then we're going to come back one more time and do the simulated baseball hit and the axe throwing.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Elevate's electric go.
Maybe that's the day that we bring back Steve. That's more in his skill set, probably.
That's more my skill set for sure.
Axe throwing and baseball hitting.
Go-kart track delivers a racing experience like no other. With cutting-edge technology, twists, and turns, it's a must-try
By the way, Lummy, these go-karts look way slower because I was hauling ass on mine.
For anyone who loves the thrill of the race. For the adventure seekers, there's a towering ropes course that challenges your skills and balance.
We'll put Steve on that.
And it's located in the mall.
Because I'm not getting... Lummy, I'd be on this motherfucker and the rope would go all the way down to the ground.
Are you eating something?
Cough drop.
Skills and balance, and it's located in the mall. And a laser tag arena where you can gear up for action-packed team battles.
How about the bowling?
You can step into another dimension with the Dark Ride Theater, where you'll immerse yourself in a thrilling 3D experience that's fun for all ages. Ready for some pirate-themed mini-golf? Elevate's 18-hole course combines glowing black lights with exciting obstacles for a treasure-filled adventure. Watch out for this captain as he greets you. And let's not forget
There you go, Lummy. The bowling.
It's state-of-the-art bowling lanes, perfect for strikes, spares, and creating memories with friends and family.
Seth, do we need to put the bumpers up for you?
I mean, that would be ideal if I'd like to have a chance at winning with all you bowling pros.
But I mean, like, we've
Weber.
We've talked about everybody's bowling skill set, but we've not talked about your bowling skill set.
Because I've told you I think bowling is
dumb.
I think it's GEY.
It's gay. And you hate it.
Yeah.
It's for retards.
I just would rather stare at a wall.
After all the action, relax at the bar and grill with delicious food and refreshing drinks, or catch the big game while refueling for more fun.
This is a great location. We come here, and this is next to the mall, and it's so convenient. We come here.
And the mall closed because of COVID. So now we're here.
Spend a couple hours, and it's a lot of fun.
There are also private party and meeting rooms to plan your next event.
Hey, maybe you guys should come here. Maybe we'll see each other one day.
Man, I got to talk to, what's the manager's name?
Chris.
Let's get a different spokesperson.
Well, I think this
And
is from Good Life.
Whether it's
Tampa Bay.
arcade games, go-karts, laser tag, mini golf, or more, Elevate Fun brings unforgettable excitement for everyone.
What's that, Lemmy? I mean, you can sit in that.
Located at Citrus Park Town Center, it's a place where fun takes center stage, and it's open 7 days a week. Come create your next adventure.
Wow, we had an amazing...
I've had enough. That bitch just drives me crazy, that little kid. So Sunday, that's why Gary Cantrell's coming to town. He's halfway here, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's in Charleston.
Yes.
On his way down, hammer down. He's gonna. We got housing arrangements for him.
Yes.
And he'll be there Sunday so that we don't have to. So that the Merch Crick doesn't have to. Now, do we need to put the Merch Crick on a camera to get B-roll, or can she actually? Do we want? She's my significant other, and since other significant others are not participating, then I don't think it would be fair for Merch Crick to participate.
Okay.
You just don't want her there.
No, I want her there, but I don't think she needs to participate. Maybe what we need to do is do the girls of the BRN gathering and let them go out and compete against each other.
There you go.
That's more content in itself. Maybe we can bring a fucking ringer in like Brooke Hogan. That bitch will kick everybody's ass.
Let's see it.
Now, see, that was stiff. That was stiff, but that guitar was scored in the back, meaning like they semi broke.
Oh my God, Mr. McMahon's damn!
That's stiff. Now look at this, Lemmy. The guy's hands are locked against the cage. There's no way for him to stop this from hitting his head. This is old school headshots.
The honky tonk to get the score. That guitar, that thing didn't break.
That's a real one. That was a real headshot. That's a real headshot. Oh. Seth, I think in the day and age now of corporate America taking over wrestling, I don't think you see big-time headshots anymore.
No, when you're
Steel
paying
chair.
a lot of these guys millions of dollars, I think you want to, keep them around for a while.
Yeah. Man, those are all still. Oh, here's Undertaker. Let's see if the guy puts his hand up. No, fuck. Man, I love. Did you hear the sound of that one?
Bust up your opponent. That's look at this. Unfortunately, it's trapped inside a body that's too small to do anything about it.
I think we're back now. So I will tell you, man, as much as everybody thinks that this was just because you had Mark Henry at probably 400 pounds and Paul at that time, Big Show, was about 550, and no two big men have ever gone off the second or top rope in a reverse suplex they iggied up the ring for this. I mean, you can even verify it on Google. And you'll see media reports verifying that indeed the ring was iggied up. This did not happen naturally.
Where's Big Show going? Oh, and now it's Mark Henry.
Whoa.
Playing defense.
Brooke would know. I don't remember the guy's name, but Brooke would know because Terry always talked about there was a guy that worked for WCW and WWF that was in charge of like iggying shit up, like, making sure that guitar was scored, or he would be the guy that iggied up the ring, or he would be the guy that would, like when Hall and Nash came out with baseball bats, right? aluminum baseball bats. Hall's baseball bat was real, but Kevin Nash's was Iggy'd up. So Hall kept hitting the side of the ring, like the railing and things like that, and you could tell it was a real baseball bat. And Nash's looked just like Hall's, so you're assuming it's the same thing. And he's taking this baseball bat and hitting guys in the head and shit with it. But what people don't realize is only Hall. Nash had the Iggy'd up one, and Hall wasn't hitting anybody with his. He was just hitting the railing and stuff to show that they had baseball bats. But there was a guy that worked for the WWE and the WCW that was in charge of like Iggy and shit up.
Bubba, why don't you do? And I know this won't happen, but you should, and it would be really popular. Why don't you do the secrets of wrestling, and why don't you go through and find these
with
things?
Brooke.
Well, I mean, with what, whether it's yourself or with Brooke, I mean, she obviously knows a lot more too. But going through and finding when the guy was under the ring or this or whatever, like go through those, and even if people have told the stories before, go tell them from your perspective.
Like the Montreal, I know the real deal on the Montreal screw job. I know the real deal on that. I know the real deal on the Hogan bash at the beach. I know the real deal on this Vengeance 2021 ring collapse. I know the real deal when Doink the Clown, I think it was WrestleMania. It was when Hogan had the black eye in Vegas. And that's when Doink was underneath the ring.
I'm just saying each one is an episode, I feel like, and you wouldn't even need to book guests every single week. You would just need to go through video and all that. Like, I think you would have have something really popular on your hands.
I'm gonna if you can think of famous, high spots, and I'll think of famous high spots, and we come up with a list, and then I can go through them, because there'd be some that I don't know.
Gary would be good. He's a big wrestling.
Have
nerd,
him give
too.
me a list of all the stuff, and then if I don't know it, I can call Brooke. Sometimes she would know the Iggy, because Terry would talk to Brooke more about wrestling than Nick. Like, Nick wasn't. Listen, I'll just tell you this. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, but Brooke spent 90% more time in Hogan's gym than Nick did. And sometimes Hogan would be
Are you saying Nick worked outside more? He would go for runs?
Nick was more like about car performance. Let's say that.
Okay.
He was working out his car more so. Brooke would actually go down and do legs with Hogan and get on the squat machine, because she'd see Terry down there by himself and hear him, and everybody else was just, Linda was out being absolutely a fucking alcoholic nut job, and yelling at George, the Mexican caretaker, and hard telling what Nick was getting himself into, probably putting an 18th turbocharger on his Supra, and so Hogan would be down there training all by himself, and Brooke would gear up and go down there and train with her dad.
19.
And
Nice.
Hogan used to always say, Brooke, that's a Bolea. Nick, he's a Claridge. And see, Linda's maiden name is Claridge, and obviously obviously the surname is Bolea. And so Hogan used to say that Nick was a Claridge, and Brooke was a Bolea. Tough, taller, you know how tough she is. What's the biggest fight you guys have ever gotten into, Steve? And at the end of the day, man, you got to be. I was laying chest slaps on her at dinner that one night, and she was fucking she was calling me a pussy.
I think we have a video of that. I
think
can't be touching on her chest, Sponjo.
Right in front of her. So
Your Uncle Bubba.
No, so listen.
He's testing me, Seth.
Brooke would say, "Give me a." Me and Brooke always sit by each other because we have all this reminiscing and catching up. So we're all at dinner, and Brooke's to my left, and Steve's over there by his boyfriend Tarek, and my sister and Merch Crick, and I think, yeah, that's who it was.
By the way, I got a holiday card from Tara and Tarek, and you're on it.
I am?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
There's a whole family shot in the back.
Well, fuck, I didn't give my approval.
Well,
10 line.
Who?
Warm line. Brooke.
Hello.
Man, it's the blind leading the blind over there.
What do you mean?
Nobody knows any wrestling Iggies. Nobody knows Ellis Edwards' name. Like, I got to call in and help you guys out.
That's right. It was Ellis. They called him Ellis. He was the guy that would Iggy up stuff. Remember? Yeah, well, you're the one that told me that. Yeah, Ellis Edwards. Yeah. Now, so we were just getting into the time that we were having dinner a few months back, and you and I are sitting together, and you say, and you have this like this top on. It was a little bit cold, but you had a sweater too, and you're not your boobs, but just your chest from like your neck on down was showing, and you're like, give me a Ric Flair chop, and I'm like, Brooke, I can't chop you in front of all these people, and the place was packed. And so I laid one in, and I laid it. I mean, you could see my hand mark on her chest, and I felt horrible about it. And then she calls me a pussy and said, "Man, you work light. I mean, that was kind of uncomfortable."
We went back and forth chopping each other pretty hard.
We did,
and laughing like little kids.
Yeah, and Steve had nothing to do with it. Steve, were you getting a little mad at the time?
No, I love
one of the best. You guys were talking about wrestling stories, and I think one of my favorite is when my dad slammed Andre, and they'd talk Kiz Arnie in the ring,
right?
And my dad said, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can lift you. And Andre goes, "Come on, boss, I'll lean into it," And my dad tried once, and he couldn't get him up, and then the second time, Andre kind of gave him like a running start, and he just said, push. And my dad was able to muscle him up, but he tore both of his lats lifting Andre.
Oh, yeah, wow. He tore both of his lats. And if you watch it in slow-mo, the guy that's going up is supposed to use his hand on the guy's thigh to push himself up. And Andre...
They never practice that or anything?
Well, no. I mean, how do you...
I don't know. They practice stuff now.
You can't practice with Andre because he was at the point of his career where one too many slams and he's going to be paralyzed. That was the whole big thing. Hogan had actually, and Brooke, you'll know this, Hogan at some house shows building up to WrestleMania 3, Hogan actually had slammed him a few other times. And
I don't know.
He did.
I remember my dad being like, "Man, that was a tough one."
No, if you research
another one was when Macho jumped off the top of the steel cage. At some point, I don't know what wrestling match it was, but my dad was on the ground outside the cage, and Macho, from what I understand, Macho jumped off the top of the steel cage to try to slam my dad on the ground outside the thing, and my dad tried to catch him, but he reached out too far, and he ripped both of his biceps trying to catch Macho.
Then
That's another really good one.
Then Macho probably got mad as hell because Hogan was looking at Miss Elizabeth 6 seconds too long, and he got fucking jealous on the deal. So when I first got to know Hogan, and we were still kind of hanging out with Macho before it went too south, Hogan goes, I just want to tell you something, brother. Don't fuck around when it comes to doing any jokes about Elizabeth, or don't even really look at her, because Macho's super fucking paranoid and he'll absolutely fight you. He's a tough son of a bitch.
Oh, Randy loved Liz so much.
Oh, and he was very protective over her, even back in the locker room. Like, if you would look at her like 2 extra seconds, he'd come up there and say, "Oh, yeah, what are you looking at my girl for?" Yeah, he was fucking...
You should do voiceovers.
No, hell no. No.
So I got one more for you, and then I'll let you guys carry on your tea party. I think one of my favorite stories my dad told me was, when they'd go over to Japan, Andre couldn't fit in any of the bathrooms. And the bathrooms in Japan, I guess at the time, were kind of all made out of one piece of plastic. Like the sink was the floor, almost like an airplane bathroom or something. Like the sink was the floor, was the tub, was the shower kind of thing.
Kind of like a porterlet.
Yeah, right. And Andre couldn't fit in the bathroom, so he would lay newspapers on the bed. And my dad said it looked like a horse pooped on the bed. And he would knock on my dad's door and say, hey, boss, come look at this.
Or
my dad would come in there and he said, yeah,
he would do that to Macho Man.
Yeah.
When the guys would get to the hotel, instead of Hogan and Macho Man and Big Show, and Andre all having to go to the desk and job out and get their keys, they would have these handlers that would, as soon as they walk in, they'd hand Hogan his key so he could just go right to his room. There was no check-in, and so Macho was on the plane behind Hogan, so Macho was like 2 hours behind, and Andre always hated Macho because he wore so much fucking baby oil to the ring. And Andre hated baby oil. He'd be like, "No baby oil." So because obviously it makes the wrestlers look better and things like that, but he hated it. So Macho the night before was wearing baby oil, and he had to do a high spot with Andre, and Andre told Terry, I'm going, and so he told the handler that had the keys, give me Macho Man's room's key, and they're not gonna tell Andre no. I mean, he's the fucking, he's the main guy. So he goes and spreads newspapers all over Macho Man's king-size bed and takes an elephant-like shit right on the bed, and Macho never wore baby oil ever again. Ever.
Oh, good stories. There's so many good stories.
Oh, there he is.
Crazy.
All right, man.
All right. Well, you guys look great. The babies were watching you for a little bit.
Watching their Amish dad.
Yeah,
I was just going to say the babies love Uncle Bubba.
I have a picture of Bubba in that Amish hat, by the way. So
this is true.
I have it. But I told Steve, I'm like, when he walked in and we started fucking with him, like this is like the locker room where the boys, I'm like, Steve, take your hat off. So he takes it off. I go, what in the fuck? You got a beautiful head of hair. Guy like me that's going bald, or a lot of times we'll wear hats because they're trying to kayfabe our male pattern baldness. But you got beautiful hair. Fucking why do you always got to look like an Amish guy? And then he had this long drifter, fucking coat on and shit. I'm like, you look like the lead, like some guy that's going to be doing jewel covers at the fucking local beach bar.
If you can imagine, he used to wear these things with loafers, and I said, you got to stop the loafers. I can't do it anymore. The loafers are killing me, man. So he stopped wearing loafers, thank God. But, he loves his style. He loves his fashion. He's all about it.
He is. He's very fashion, and he's very stylish. He is, and I'm sure that when he gets a little off track a little bit on his style, that you, being the stiffy that you are, will get him back on track, much like the loafer gimmick. That had to go.
Oh, yeah. I was like, you can't, because it's funny because with his hip injuries and playing hockey and stuff, he kind of, no offense, honey, waddles a little bit. And then he'd have these loafers on. I'm like, honey, you're like a little old man waddling with your little loafers. I'm like, you can't wear loafers anymore. That's it. You're done.
So let me ask you a question.
Look at that gorgeous head of hair.
Yeah, fucking guy. Me and Seth would die for those locks, especially if you put a little product in there. Put a little product in there.
And if anybody's a Lasso fan, he's got the Trent Krim going on now.
Couple gray streaks.
Let me ask you a question. And I don't know much about it, but when I was on vacation, there was this big TMZ deal, or maybe it was a fake gimmick where, and I don't know if you know about it, or I'm sure you do. Maybe you can't say much about it. Maybe we can't. But something to do with they found like some type of evidence in your dad's backyard, and they were digging up his backyard for some type of like SD drives or something like that. Was I seeing something, or is there something to that?
I have no idea. I mean, he didn't really have a backyard to dig up because he had like AstroTurf and like a pool. So, but I mean, he had that other house on the other side that I redid for him, but. And that had grass, but I mean, who knows? He could have put buried treasure there, man. We need to that's where everything is, in the backyard.
Let me saying that I got bamboozled.
Yeah. It was these conspiracy guys were just throwing things out there that there was some huge trafficking thing going through the yard.
Like, there were people under the ground?
If you on YouTube, you can see about 20 different videos.
Oh, no. You know what? No, but what is interesting, though, is remember Willowdale, Bubba?
Yeah.
That whole back of, like, that intercoastal waterway, that whole old Bel Air area, there was a lot of prohibition stuff going on there back in the way long, obviously, before we ever existed. And there were tunnels and stuff under all those streets, not obviously for trafficking, I don't think. Maybe, I don't know, but definitely not for what I witnessed in my life. But I think it was like old Prohibition era, that there's still like old things through those waterways and under tunnels and stuff. Because that was kind of like...
Willowdale was there's so many memories there, and it was just such... How old were you when you guys first moved to Willowdale?
I remember they started building it when I was in kindergarten. I remember going by there in my kindergarten uniform or whatever. And I think we finally moved in there maybe when I was like 8 or 9 or something like that.
Yeah, it was so unbelievable. And they had hidden trap doors and hidden rooms that you could only get through if you went through like the
I remember you guys shooting off fireworks in the backyard, and I was holding Natalie Morrison. She was a baby. She was probably 2 years old, and we just decided to lay down on the grass and look up at the fireworks, and one shot right over our heads. I was like, that's it. We're leaving.
No. You didn't. Big Thick put a fucking end to that party real fast. She came down with those big red fucking nails and those big lips with that nice big fucking donkey ass, and she told Terry the good news. You're wrapping this shit up right the fuck now. And Hogan's like, but we got like another 15 minutes of shit that Bubba brought over. I don't give a fuck. It's done. It's over. Natalie almost got hit. We're like, okay, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Big
Man,
Thick.
we had lots of firework parties, lots of jet skis.
Oh.
Holy cow.
Remember how much trouble
Good
I got?
memories.
Remember how much trouble? So Hogan and Linda have to go somewhere to like sign some papers or some bullshit. And so it's me, Nick, and Brooke, and it's a Saturday, and they're literally going to be gone an hour. That's it. So they're like, listen, Bubba, you watch the kids, like, and they're like, okay. So we get together, all three of us kids. I'm supposed to be the adult. And we're like, hey, Hogan had 4 jet skis. Let's each take out a jet ski. And we were all very good on jet skis because, I mean, Brooks, from the time you were like 7 or 8, you could ride it. But like you could ride it all by yourself. Like, you were completely proficient. You grew up on the water. So, boating and jet skiing and tubing, that was a way of life. So I said, Nick, you get your own jet ski. Brookie, you get yours. Of course, I took the newest and the fastest one because I was the heaviest. And we set up this little course around these channel markers that we were racing. And, we were like doing like a real race, and we were having fun as hell. And nobody fell off. Nobody got hurt, but we were having fun as hell. And next thing you know, here comes...
The water was like glass.
Yeah, the water was
amazing, yeah.
And you could really throw it into the corner and really get it. And I think Brooke might have won just because she was the lightest and she was, So we're not doing... But if you think about it, it's really dangerous because we're racing like side by side. And if one of us would have fell off, especially the kids, we would have ran over each other. So Linda, they get back.
But we didn't. That's the important part.
But we didn't. But I did get sent home that day. So we're out there jet skiing. All of a sudden, here comes Big Thick, and she fucking starts telling us to come in. And we're really not that far away from the dock. Probably maybe a couple football fields away. And so she goes, get in here. You guys get in here. So we all pull the jet skis in. I'm ready to start rinsing out the jet skis because Hogan had a really, really particular way. Like the minute you got off the jet skis, he, instead of let it wait.
Rinse the salt water off.
Always rinse the salt water off. And then remember, you had to put it, and you had to run it through the motor to clean the motor all out. So
through the pump, yep. Mm-hmm.
I was just conditioned as soon as we get pulled in to start rinsing the jet skis off. Linda goes, Bubba, me and Terry were, I don't think really Hogan was watching that much. She goes, we've been watching you from the kitchen, and I bet, what if Brooke would have fell off and you would have ran over her? And I didn't really have an answer to that. And I was like, oh, that probably wouldn't have been so good. She goes, you can skip rinsing off the jet skis. I'll make George do it, and you can see yourself out.
Ouch.
Because I wasn't being I wasn't really watching the kids that good. I'm playing with them. And so Hogan, I got to go through the gym, kind of the walk of shame to grab my bag. And Hogan goes, I'll see you tomorrow, brother. She's just really stiff today. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, buddy.
That was funny. I mean, she had an innate sense to sense trouble and know when, enough was enough, but that was fun. That was a good day.
Linda Hogan was good at one bottle of wine. Anytime she started breaking open the second, that's when shit started getting real. Because at one bottle of wine, Brooke, she was funny. She was one of the boys. But on that second bottle, it went from funny to mean.
No comment.
Okay, no comment. Be a good time to say goodbye, sweetheart.
All right. Well, you guys have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
So listen, here's what we are going to do: is that you got 600. I was showing. Yeah. I was going through. Here it is. So Brooke has. I got it right here. She's got 600,000 followers on Instagram, and she's got 430,000 followers on YouTube. And I'm like, listen, Gary Cantrell's going to be here tomorrow, and we're going to give Steve a crash course on for you to monetize this.
He's going to be my husbander because I don't know how to do social media. I dropped off when the sidekick dropped off.
Wow. Did you hear that? What you've officially been named, Steve? Your husbander.
I'll take that title, Bubba.
But I'm just telling you, I mean, Brooke, but those types of numbers, and just if you guys were just to document your life with the babies and just the shit that you guys get into, and I know you just taped a big HGTV series in Vegas. When does that come out, by the way?
I think they said around March or something like that. It's called Rock the Block. It's, I guess, one of their biggest shows, and I was paired with one of their biggest stars on HGTV, and I walked in there like an idiot, not knowing who anybody was. And then when I started, going back to my, Airbnb and doing research on these people, I'm like, oh my God, I've been treating them like they're the person.
You've been
next
treating
door,
them like
which I guess people like to be treated like that, but.
But the dude,
I'm like, oh, hey, what do you do?
The guy you were paired with, he's way over. He's way over.
He's way over. I mean,
he might be. He might even be. I was like, might be more over than you. I hate to say it.
And what's terrible is I made all these Canadian jokes, and I'm like, the only saving grace I'm going to have later is that my husband played hockey, and hopefully people love him because I think the Canadians are going to hate me because I was like, Canada, oh yeah.
No, they're going to like it. If being made fun of comes from a hot chick, usually people can deal with it better than coming from me.
Canadians can handle it.
I can sing "Oh Canada" like nobody's business.
She can.
So there's your consolation.
She can. Lummy and Seth, Steve wanted to go with us to the Lightning outdoor game. Wouldn't that be a good? Wouldn't that be a? Oh yeah. Wouldn't that be a good thing? We need to figure out when that is.
It's coming up. It's February.
Oh yeah, don't you know? So
you guys should take the ski-doos and go have a good time.
Brooke, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye guys.
Bye now. As much, Ellis was his name, the guy that get up here.
Man, I hope
this is not real, but everybody thinks it's real. In fact, the whole thing, even it's described. This wasn't scripted. It's legendary. What a fucking mark. You can watch the posts. Like if you really were to break a ring, you would break the plywood that's underneath the mat first before you'd break all four corners.
Ring is reinforced. Oh
no. And Lummy, did you hear Taz say, I hope the ring is reinforced?
Yeah.
Setting up the Iggy?
Well, if this happened right here, this could be.
So the announcers are already setting it up. They're going to be catastrophic.
Look out!
And Lummy, you can tell by the delay.
You gotta be kidding me.
What a bunch of marks. So anyway, that would be a good show, Seth. Great idea. Where the things that I know, the different things that I've witnessed that, people might want to know the behind the scenes aspect in conjunction with maybe, either doing it with Brooke or running some stories by her that I may not know of that she does.
I think it would catch on pretty fast.
I do too. Did you see this woman, Lummy? She was just walking home. She's from Georgia. And she was walking home when a stranger, walked up and poured acid all over her head.
That's horrible.
Hold on. Is it the 46-year-old mom of two sons was transported to the trauma center? I thought it says she was transitioning. And I was like, okay, I kind of get it a little bit. Not that transitioning people should have acid poured on them. I mean, they should, right. I mean, I'm not trying to advocate that at all.
She was walking through a park when the unthinkable happened.
I mean, you can't even walk home without getting attacked.
Yeah, and acid's easy to get.
Crazed man threw.
Yeah, you can literally go down to Pinch a Penny and get muriatic acid to, like if your pool really has a lot of algae, you go get that muriatic acid,
Yep.
and like you can literally, anything that it touches, it
acid right on her face. Les Trent has the horrific story.
This woman's face is completely swaddled in bandages after she was doused with acid.
She's not going to look the
Oh, and look how pretty she was. Like, it's worse of a crime if she's hot compared to if she was like a big girl or something.
exact same ever again. And that is...
I mean, Lummy, would you not agree that society, or maybe you, Seth, could maybe be a little more... Is it not... Society makes a bigger deal over cute girls that come up missing than some big 300-pounder.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I guess...
Yeah, listen, they want to see cute girls on TV.
Yeah,
they don't
we
want to see fat
cute
hogs.
girls that are missing. Like, remember the girl from Bradenton? What was her name? And the guy killed her from Bradenton.
Yeah, the little blonde chick.
Patino.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little half of the big hype was the fact that she was cute. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
hard for her to accept right now.
Ashley Wazalewski was leaving a children's Christmas program at church in Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, it even gets more wholesome. Not only is she pretty, but she's leaving a children's program from church. How do you acid that chick?
Yeah. She was heading home and decided to walk through an historic city park. Suddenly, a complete stranger walked up behind
and here's
her
the deal.
and
like if a guy pulls a knife out on you, you could maybe get a little gagey, or maybe maybe you even have a gun, you could shoot him. But if somebody just literally, you're not anticipating that every person you walk by, you have to be in defense mode. And if a person pours gas or acid on you, I know you've been watching. the Mayor. Have you been watching Mayor of Kingstown?
Yes, I have.
Are you up to speed?
No, I'm about two back.
Oh, come on, bud.
I'll be watching it a lot.
Poured acid over her head.
They've been setting a lot of people on fire.
Oh.
He didn't just toss it at her. He held it over her head and shook it to, make sure he got every last drop out. The pain was so intense, and she looked down, and her
animal lover, beach lover, hot, churchgoer.
pants were burning off of her body.
Ashley's best friend Connor Milam and son Wesley have been by her side since the attack.
And I don't know, once you get acid face, that you can ever be. It's not like breaking your arm where you can just put it in a cast. It's going to eventually be okay, and nobody's going to know that you had a broken arm. When you get acid face, I don't know that you can ever be hot again, right?
Sanders called me while they were tending to her, and I heard her screaming and crying in the background. It is absolutely gut-wrenching to hear.
Like if Dan was here, they would tell you that they have to let the acid bubble up and create blisters, and then they have to take a cheese grater and grade your face to get down to the good flesh that's not been fucked up by the poison, by the acid, and so they have to deburr your face, which involves a medical cheese grater. So they let the acid bubble all up and do what it's going to do, and then they cheese grate it off your face with no. I'd have them put me under, wouldn't you?
Yes.
They're going to cheese grate my fucking face.
Her mother go through something like that.
It's surreal. It shouldn't be happening, and it shouldn't happen to her, for sure.
Did they find the bad guy? Lummy, do you know?
It happened in Savannah's famous Forsyth Park.
Savannah, Georgia. Steve, you were just saying the Savannah, Georgia team, or the guy that runs it, knows you and wanted to know if you wanted to come up and play a weekend series.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. I mean, if Steve went up and, picked the Jacksonville team that he played for, he's like, hey, I'm going to play Friday, Saturday, and we could go up and watch him.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be kind of cool. We could catcall him.
Which has been featured in films, including 1962's Cape Fear and Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
It's one of the busiest parks, so to think that it would happen in Forsyth is a little mind-blowing.
The 46-year-old mom of two sons was transported to a trauma center.
Poor thing.
They haven't caught him. They have a person of interest, but that's about it.
Poor thing.
With burns over.
So if you guys look at her fingers, that's what her entire face has to do. Blister up and get scabby. That's how your body starts to heal it. And then they have to take a cheese grater and completely grate all that off so that they can get down to the new meat and let the new meat work.
For 50% of her body.
The majority of the burns are, in fact, third-degree burns, and the ones that she sustained on her scalp are really bad.
Ashley may never be able to grow hair on her head again.
Oh, man. That's a girl needs to be wearing a hat like Steve has on.
Cops asked for help in finding this man who was in the park at the time of the attack. But after speaking with him, police say they don't believe he had any role in the acid attack. Now this mom struggles to heal as her family seeks justice.
All she wants is for this person to be caught so that people are safe. Right now they're not.
The mayor of Savannah says while they don't believe there's an ongoing threat to the public, they are investigating this case with the highest urgency.
Yeah. If they caught her, man, I'm old school. Is it Old Testament, Lummy, where eye for an eye?
Yes.
You just strap the dude up and just get maybe...
Just pour acid all over him?
Yeah, just have him strapped up and maybe pour acid on his dick. And, because, I mean, your face is one thing, but your dick. If they were to say, hey, Lummy, you're going to have a messed up face or a messed up dick.
Messed up face.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want my dick being touched.
No, I mean, you can still use your dick. If it was, if your face was messed up, it doesn't mean you can't still perform with your cock.
Yeah, of course.
But if your cock is messed up, that takes all of our man. I mean, I think all of us men, we're men because of our cocks. Like, that's what makes us men, is our cocks.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we need our cocks.
Yeah. Let me do some words. We'll start stripping back this Susie Wiles deal. She's the chief of staff of Donald Trump. She gave, I guess, a very in-depth interview with Vanity Fair, and I don't know if they say she was misquoted. They're now calling it a hit piece, but I think she said a lot of things that she probably wished she hadn't. Now it's a real shitstorm. And then the Rob Reiner stuff is still, there's a lot of that coming out. And did you, Lummy, I saw something.
It's Bill Hader's fault.
Well, the comedian, he supposedly, was it Nick? Is it Nick? Is it the son named Nick?
Yes.
Nick Reiner supposedly had a very heated argument with this comedian. What's his name, Seth?
Bill Hader.
And Nick Reiner left the party after having a heated conversation with this Bill Reiner dude. And now they're questioning Bill Reiner as to what they may have spoke about. What does it matter what the fuck they spoke about? Whatever you spoke about with whoever at a party does not give you justification to go and stab your mom and dad to death. But I also saw a thing where I think collectively him and his wife are worth, what do we say, $250 million?
I think it was $450 million.
I mean, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of clause in there where he can't get any of it.
Well, yeah, if you kill him,
but I think there are instances where you've done some bad things, like you've killed your parent, like the Melendez brothers. They killed their parents and they got all the money. Remember, they went out. They were lakeside. They were courtside at the Lakers game with whores.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So supposedly they're already working on the fact that this fuck's not going to get any money. We'll get into all that and continue to have as our co-host Steve Olinsky, former NHLer. Steve, I went through some of your fights, and so I'm just right now before we go to words, you tell me if it's a good one. Like, I don't want to play them all because, I mean, there's so many of them. But you tell me whether it's a good one or a bad one, okay? Keegan Iverson.
That's so-so.
Okay, that's a keeper. Steve Olinsky delivers big hit on Claude
Giroux.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay.
He's a little guy, isn't he?
Ryan Haggerty.
No, that's trash.
Okay, that's trash. Okay. Hold on. Which one's this? Steve Hartnell.
No, that's short. You should pull up the brawl where me and Vinny.
Let me find me the brawl on the Lenny. How about Boone? We're gonna play multiple, Steve. We can play. I want to play if they're good ones, they're good ones. I want ones where you're winning, not ones where you got beat. How about Boomer Jenner?
So I'd probably wait on that one.
Okay. How about Brett Gallant?
He jumped me. We actually used to play together. He's a tough character.
Play it?
I'd say no.
Okay, hold on.
Not because I lost either. Just I want some entertainment.
James Wright.
James Wright was fairly good.
Okay. Blair Jones.
Blair Jones was
Isn't it amazing how you remember every one of these?
Yeah.
Blair Jones.
That's a pretty good one. We fought actually twice.
Okay. Miles Wood.
That was top 10 fights that year.
Of all time.
So that was
Dryson Bowman.
That was my first NHL one. That's a good fight.
Okay. Another Ryan Hartman.
Ooh, Hartman popped me. I actually, he popped me pretty good.
No good on that one. Let me see here. Hold on here. Boom. Jacob Voracek.
He pulled my jersey over my head. That's a good one. That goes with the Giroux fight or the Giroux hit.
Okay. Adam McQuaid.
That's a pretty good one. That's
Okay.
That's the guy that is lummy size.
Really? Austin Wagner.
Austin Wagner is a knockout. I knocked him out.
Oh, okay, great. Wood. It says Alinsky goes toe-to-toe against Wood with Fist of Fury.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, and then Brandon Dubinsky.
That was all right. That was all right.
And then I need to send me Olinsky breaks Vinny LeCavier's jaw. Okay.
Got it.
And we'll get into a big the best of Steve Olinsky. Okay.
Sounds good.
And there was more. I just didn't have it. That was the last thing that I prepared for. There's more, but we only have a certain amount of time to blow smoke up Steve's ass.
Yeah, there's minor league fights too.
Exactly.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Whether you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Sunbelt Rentals is committed to making it easy to get the tools and equipment you need. With a vast network of locations across the U.S. and Canada, no one brings more yes to your project. Our broad inventory and dedicated team of experts makes equipment rental absolutely available, positively reliable, and unquestionably easy. Visit sunbeltrentals.com to reserve your equipment or find a location near you.
Tampa Bay's trusted source for lawnmowers, landscape equipment, lifts, loaders, service, and repairs. I'm talking about Les of Tampa Bay. 3 convenient locations, Bradenton, Clearwater, and Wesley Chapel. They're much more than your lawnmower and outdoor power equipment shop. They strive to provide quality products and top service at the best prices. What sets Les apart from the competition? Their relationship with you. Also the exclusive home dealer of Skag. Whether you need parts and service or you need a brand new unit, Les of Tampa Bay will take care of you. More information, Les, L-E-S-S, LesTampaBay.com. Shield your home with storm-resistant siding from Morgan Exteriors. Take advantage of our special this month. Get 20% off your project plus free installation. Choose from high-performance vinyl or fiber cement siding. Built to stand up to Florida's toughest storms, heat, and humidity. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today to lock in your savings. Visit MorganExteriorsINC.com. That's MorganExteriorsINC.com. Morgan Exteriors, protecting Florida homes for over 30 years.
Diaco Law will take your call? Of course. All lawyers will say they'll take your call, but at Diaco Law, we mean it. If you're in a car or trucking accident and you're injured, or you have been the victim of medical malpractice, call Diaco Law and you'll speak with one of the Diacos. Our names are on the door. We call Tampa Bay our home just like you do. You'll be treated with respect and like a family member at Diaco Law. And Dan and I will work aggressively to get the results you deserve. That's our promise to you. So remember, at Diaco Law, we will take your call. DiacoLaw.com.
Listener-supported sponge, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Listener-supported via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
Lummy, this 2 minute stop shit. I can't even eat my Lunchables.
I was going to say, how are you doing with your Lunchable up
Not
there?
very good. Got half of it in my mouth right now. Half as long as we usually take. But that's the new world we live in. Quicker, shorter.
By the way, people think this is a permanent change.
Well, you know what? I mean, what are people's thoughts on that? Because it could be.
It's a half and half.
It's half and half?
Half the people say they're never going to listen again. Half the people say that us being able to speak freely is the way to go.
Yeah, but the numbers are supporting that this is what they want. Like the show yesterday did about 7,000 more views in a 24-hour period than what we usually do.
I mean, I think the shows are better and definitely have the potential to be much better, not being constricted by, whatever these FCC rules are. But I understand that that's something that's, ways down the road. And so hopefully people know that, we'll be back to mornings next week.
This was...
No, January.
Yeah, January 5th. January 5th.
But that show's going to replay at like 6,
sure,
right?
Right.
By the way, $20.
By the way, Greg and Amy, $25 in the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all app, the Bubba Army. But Seth, here's the thing. I think we needed to do this so that we could get a litmus test onto one, how does it feel, and how is it perceived? In our live numbers are probably down about 400. We're at 1,100 now. We usually run about 15. But more people catch it on the replay than about 4,000 or 5,000 more caught it on the replay. As a lot of people don't catch the show live 6 to 10. They'll go find it on YouTube and replay it at their leisure. So, if the numbers, I was worried the numbers were going to drop, Seth. They actually increased. So, and we could continue to refine this world too. You know what I'm saying? This is only our third show in this particular, our new studio set is going to be designed, potentially for that type of show more so than an FM terrestrial show.
T-shirt Will, $20.
Thank you, T-shirt Will. So I'm just elated that the numbers are as good, if not better, than when we do 6 to 10, similar format, but we're beholden. We have eight 5-minute and 20-second stop sets. Oh, did you see that, Lummy? $50 by Big E for Olinsky Wednesdays.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Thank you, Big E.
How do we say your... Okay, Bubba's been saying it wrong for so long. How do we say your last name properly?
I just accepted it, and it's funny
it's
because...
Bubba. I fuck everything up.
Don't. It's your last name. It's everything. It's defined you.
The Bulldog would probably punch me in the mouth, but I'm not with the Bulldog.
Olexi. So,
I've never said it correctly.
No, a lot of people don't, so I just let it go.
So it's Oletsky.
Olexi.
I like the way you were saying it better, Bubba.
Yeah, I like Oleski.
Yeah, now I see why. It
makes
really
it
should be
more
Oleski. It flows a lot better, Steve. Have you thought about it?
Hold on. I can't even fucking think about it. What's the real way to say it?
So pronunciation guide is lowercase o hyphen capital L-E-C-K.
Is it Polak?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's Polish.
Yeah.
All right, so and you say it how?
Oleksi.
Oleksi.
Yeah.
Oleksi. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Olinsky is so much better. Steve Olinsky.
Oh, yeah, Olinsky.
You got to put that in. You got to put that in there.
I came out of retirement last weekend, and first game they had my last name spelled wrong on my jersey.
Yeah, of course they did. That guy, exactly.
Minor league story.
That should show you. Man. You can look at it one or two ways. Talk about, I used to be a big NHLer. I got a Stanley Cup champion ring. I played for 4 really, really, really great organizations. And now I'm in Jacksonville and they spelled my name wrong.
It's all part of the story.
I'd love Gloria Zach. Gloria Zach, $25.
You okay, Bubba? That was a cough over there.
I got
what's going on?
I got a little cough.
Oh shit!
I got a little cough.
The sore throat?
Hopefully, no sore throat.
Okay.
No headache.
Is it change of the weather? You keeping that window open at night? That could be doing it.
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I get picked up a little cough.
Yep, that's it. It's that Indiana or it's the plane. It's probably one. It's all a combination of germs you got going on.
It was. I flew on a plane. I was at a convention that had 40,000 people, and then I was at Tony Stewart's Christmas party that had 300 people.
You got married.
We're not getting into that now. It's nobody's business as to.
I understand. I apologize.
My marriage gimmick.
Just
I even told you not to bring it up.
I forgot that part.
I know. So anyway, Steve, let me see if I can say it right. Steve Oleski.
Close. You're getting warmer.
I think Steve Bollea works a little better.
I do too. I mean, Steve, can I call you Steve Bollea? Can I call you Steve Hogan?
You call me anything you want. Whatever you call me, I've been called worse.
I like Steve Hogan.
Steve the Hitman Hart.
No, Steve the Hitman Hogan. How about that?
Listen, I'll accept it, Bubba.
When you go play for Jacksonville next time, can you tell them to put Hogan on the back of your jersey and you be Steve Hogan?
Jesus.
I think I have a better chance of that happening if I go play for Fort Wayne.
Oh, the Comets. Don't be fucking with my Comets. I'm a big Comet fan. And I've worn your jersey 3 times, by the way. And I got a real, I don't know, was it my birthday? I don't know, what did you get me? What was when you got me my Fort Wayne jersey deal? Was it my birthday?
It was your birthday, yes.
And Steve Lummy knows the equipment guy. So listen, growing up in Warsaw, Indiana, we have an IHL team. Is that what they are, Steve? IHL?
They used to be. They were in the IHL, and now they're in the ECHL.
All right, so now they're in the same league as you are.
Correct.
With the Jacksonville and the Savannah and the Fort Myers and that kind of deal.
Correct.
So when Lummy, growing up in Warsaw, Indiana, wanted to go see hockey, we couldn't afford to go clear into Chicago and watch the Blackhawks, and it was too far of a drive. But we could drive 40 minutes down the road and watch the Fort Wayne Comets. And that was, Steve, let's be honest, that's the IHL at the time. And those guys are all either, if you're an IHL guy, and back in the day, when talking like, let's say the early 80s, IHL guys were either almost one step in the league and the team was putting them there to groom them, or they were one step out of the league and the team was putting there to park them. Like, am I kind of right?
Yeah, so you're talking about the IHL when that was essentially AAA baseball.
Right.
Now it's changed a little bit because the IHL was the league below the NHL.
Right.
Now it's the American Hockey League, so it's changed a little bit. But yes.
We used to go, and it was some great games, and you would see a guy that was lighting up the lamp for the Comets, and then 3 weeks, a month from now, he's on the Red Wings. You'd see. Is that where a lot of the teams would go and get their talent for somebody that got hurt or a replacement player or something like that?
Yeah. Yes. It used to be. The next step was the NHL, and
so Steve knows, and it's very obscure to even know what the Fort Wayne Comets is. They played in remember the War Memorial Coliseum. Did you ever play a game in Fort Wayne?
I played a ton of games there, and they still play in the War Memorial Coliseum.
Not a bad little facility. It's about 8,900, maybe 9,000, and it's a great atmosphere. They fill it up for Fort Wayne Comet hockey, and so I was talking to Steve, and I was talking about Fort Wayne Comets. He's like, "Oh my God, I played many a game there," and he called up the equipment manager and had a legitimate Fort Wayne Comets jersey made. Now, Lummy, do you know how you know if you got a real authentic jersey or not?
Well, the stitching?
Nope. If it has the strap on the back where they make. Well, Steve, you explain the strap more so than me.
So fighting's changed a lot in hockey now. So every jersey has a fighting strap, and it hooks around your pants, and it's Velcro, and then it has a metal button as well, so people can't pull your jersey over your head. So that's
when you're fighting. That's if you're a fighter like you are, that's the first thing you want to do is to get the guy's jersey all over his head because it ties up his arms and it gives you just straight shots, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And once that jersey is over your head, you're pretty much defenseless.
Right. And the guy's just bringing bombs at that point. So the league have now put these straps. And so if you have a legitimate jersey that's legitimately, a jersey made for a player or, a game type jersey instead of just a replica, it will have a strap, and mine has the strap, and it's number 14, and it says Clem, and it was one of the coolest presents ever. Thank you, Steve Oleski.
Well, I have to
Hogan.
shout out Skyler, the old equipment manager who got a promotion. Now he's in Colorado, but my old equipment manager from Bridgeport has now moved to Fort Wayne. So strong ties there still.
Out of the explosive interview from inside President Trump's inner circle, his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, who has preferred to stay in the background, giving nearly a dozen on-the-record interviews to Vanity Fair, revealing she was the child of an alcoholic and saying President Trump has, quote, an alcoholic's personality. Tonight, President Trump responding to Susie Wiles' comments. As for Wiles, she says the story is a hit piece. Mary Bruce at the White House.
She is President Trump's most powerful and trusted aide, more comfortable behind the scenes than in the spotlight.
Susie likes to stay sort of in the back, let me tell you. The ice maiden, we call her the ice maiden.
Until she starts flapping her gums with fucking vanity. Don't know what the fuck she's thinking. She called me an alcoholic.
But tonight, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles pulling back the curtain in an extraordinary series of interviews with Vanity Fair. Wiles, who says her father was an alcoholic, describes her boss, the president, as having an alcoholic's personality, noting that Trump, who does not drink, operates with the view that there's nothing he can't do. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. Wiles also has choice words for Vice President JD Vance. Discussing the push to release the FBI files into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, Wiles says Vance has been a conspiracy theorist for a decade. Vance today responding.
Sometimes I am a conspiracy theorist, but I only believe in the conspiracy theories that are true.
Wiles also points a finger at Attorney General Pam Bondi, saying Bondi completely whiffed her handling of demands to release the files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Wiles telling Vanity Fair there is no client list, and it sure as hell wasn't on Bondi's desk. She does acknowledge the president himself is in the Epstein files, but not doing anything awful. She says the two men were sort of young, single playboys together. Trump has fought efforts to release the Epstein files, instead ordering Bondi to investigate Epstein's relationship with Democrats, like former President Bill Clinton. But Wiles tells Vanity Fair the files include no incriminating evidence about Clinton, saying the president was wrong about that. She also says this claim about Clinton is not true.
I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times.
Wiles telling Vanity Fair there is no evidence Clinton ever visited Epstein's private island. The president tonight standing behind Wiles, telling the New York Post she's fantastic. As for his chief of staff's claim he has an alcoholic's personality, Trump saying, I don't drink alcohol, so everybody knows that. But I've often said that if I did, I'd have a very good chance of being an alcoholic. I've said that many times about myself. I do. It's a very possessive personality.
I'm the same way. I don't drink in fear of I'd like it like I do food. Next thing you know, I'm a fat alcoholic instead of just being a fat guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And David,
you of all people.
Wiles also acknowledges that the president has sought retribution against some of his enemies, saying, quote, when there's an opportunity, he will go for it. Tonight, Wiles calls the article a disingenuously framed hit piece, though she doesn't deny saying these things.
Man, if you're that close to the president, I think you need to shut the fuck up, because everybody is shooting for him so badly that they're just going to take the smallest little thing and make a big deal about it. Next thing you know, you piss them off and you're fired.
Well, I mean, what was bad that she said? I mean, is being called a conspiracy theorist bad? I mean, everybody's criticized Pam Bondi for the way the Epstein things.
I mean, that's like you're right. The three heat getters that supposedly.
Sicilian redneck, $100
for the Oleski effect.
Alexi, yeah.
Alexi
Thank you, and it's spelled right
from Duval. Love you too, Bubba. And he spelled it right.
Yeah,
spelled it right.
OLEKSY.
I thought she was just honest as fuck in the interview.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So the three pieces, Seth, that might be problematic: the conspiracy theory, the Trump has alcoholic characteristics, and whatever the third one was.
If she said Trump drinks when nobody's looking, that would be a massive fucking issue.
But she didn't.
She compared it to her father, Pat Summerall, who was an alcoholic. So she said it has an alcoholic's personality. If someone said, like, you have the personality of a crackhead or something, like, I wouldn't get offended by that.
No.
As for the Vanity Fair article, Michael, I'll take your question directly. This is, unfortunately, another example of disingenuous reporting. Where
you know what I was doing? If I was doing somebody's interviewing me about my boss is Donald Trump, I would record my interview so that I had it unedited, unfucked with, and be able to say, here's what I really said.
I think they have that. I think they said they have
That's probably why she's not in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
you have a reporter who took the chief of staff's words wildly out of context, did not include the context those conversations were had within. And then further, I think the most egregious part of this article was the bias of omission that was clearly present. And we see a lot of this when dealing with the media every day. You will leave.
I do like Carolyn Levitt. I do like her. Much better than the black raggedy ant lesbian much better than that one.
Yeah, this one, she's much more honest.
Yes.
Leave out important context, leave out comments and facts. You know, many.
The black raggedy ant man, she just flat out just either not answer the question, divert the question. Remember, she always had this book that she was reading from.
The big binder.
Yeah.
People in this building spoke with that.
Nobody can beat Sarah Huckabee. That bitch was on point. Remember, she'd leave him crying.
No, she's the
Reporter,
governor.
and those comments were never included in the story, probably because it didn't push this false narrative of chaos and confusion that the reporter was clearly trying to push. So what I'll say about our chief of staff, as you've seen from not just myself, but also the entire cabinet, and a groundswell of support from people on Capitol Hill who don't even work in this building, about how incredible Susie Wiles has been to President Trump.
All right, whatever. Susie Wiles didn't do anything wrong. I guess this is more breakdown of it.
You let us know.
Fox breaks it down.
Well, I think this is the announcement that Trump's speaking to the country tonight.
Oh, that's right. He's speaking to the country tonight. He's got some big announcement. And so usually when it comes this time, the president will wait for the State of the Union, which is in mid-January. So a lot of times, big announcements might be during that. I don't know. But this is I guess Trump's got a big announcement to make.
She said
is it tonight? Is it tonight, Seth?
Yeah, but she said he was just going to go over the list of his accomplishments.
Oh,
I don't know if he's got an announcement.
Just want to let you know everything I've done in case you forgot. I'm going to tell you right now.
It'll be a big address to the nation tomorrow night at 9. So do tell, what's it all about?
We greatly look forward to President Trump addressing the nation tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern. I hope your audience will tune in.
Thank God, Lummy, we're doing a new time because I'll be able to watch it.
That's
Otherwise,
awesome.
I'd be long ass in bed.
And Americans across the country will tune in to hear from their president as well.
I think this chick's kind of hot. I'd hit it.
I mean, you could have a chance with her. Her husband's 60.
Oh, she likes old guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even 60 yet.
I know.
About the historic.
Hold on, you're telling me this chick's husband's 60?
Yes, sir.
How old is she?
26, 27?
Yeah.
Why aren't people making a bigger deal about that she likes old dudes? Isn't there a fetish of porn like an old dudes?
How old?
Old as fuck.
I mean, it's not elderly.
Old enough to be your grandpa.
It's not.
If she's in her 20s, he could be her grandpa. Well, maybe. I'm supposed to have a 34-year-old.
Oh, my goodness.
3 abortions later.
Oh, boy.
Accomplishments.
Well, I got an abortion in 86.
Yeah.
So if I would have had that kid in 86.
39, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an 86 birthday.
Yeah, there you
39.
go. I should have a Steve Olinsky running around here. Oleski,
Either
Hogan, Bolea.
That he has garnered for our country.
You should just hyphenate it and be Steve, Boleo, Oleski, Hogan.
Not enough room on the jersey, Bubba.
I think the Bulldog. I think the Bulldog would be like, listen, don't besmirch my great Polish seed that made this young child.
There's no way a woman wants to be referred to as a bulldog.
No, I'm talking about his father.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
He is the Bulldog.
Sorry.
The Bulldog's listening, too.
The Bulldog released the Bulldog seed into Mrs. Olinsky, and that's what created lovely Steven here. But it came from the seed of the Bulldog.
The Bulldog's listening, too. He'll be all fired up.
Brooke already told me that I should walk lightly because the Bulldog's listening, and he will. As much as he, maybe has lost his step, he still will fight people. Is that true?
No,
if he's down at Dino Ciccarelli's bar, which, by the way, Dino Ciccarelli, remember him?
Yes.
He's got a bar within miles of the Bulldog's house. Is it called Ciccarelli's?
Yeah, it was called Cicerelli's 22, and his house is about 4 streets away from mine. It's been for sale for about 6 years now. So
what's it like? $6 million, $5 million bucks? Is it a big one?
3.5, but yeah.
But 3.5 in Detroit is 6 in Tampa.
For sure, all day
over
long.
the past year. If you look at the security,
you think Dino can still put on some skates and go?
I don't know. He's been putting in some time at Cicerelli's 22.
Our border. If you look at
now, does the Bulldog ever go down to Cicerelli's?
No, I don't think the Bulldog is taking a break from work in the last 39 years I've known him.
Stopping Joe Biden's inflation right in its tracks, bringing down gas prices to the lowest level in 5 years.
All right, so Lummi, it sounds like tonight's speech is going to be, look what I've done. I've done a lot of great things. Rob Reiner is a piece of shit. And his kid's a piece of shit, and they died of Trump deranged syndrome, and we feel for the people of Australia, poor people, and gas is going to be $1.99 by Easter.
Susie Wiles has given a candid interview about senior-level discussions within the Trump administration. Over the course of the first 11 months of President Trump's second term, Susie Wiles sat down for nearly...
More Susie Wiles shit, Lummi. I think we can skip all this.
Yes.
And I think we can... here's the deal. So they're trying to, figure out how Trump could potentially get some of the young people that they feel he may have lost for whatever reason. Stiff on immigration, just whatever. Supposedly there's a big fall off amongst Gen Z and the people that did support him. There are statistics that show that that's deteriorated by 30 some or so percent. And this guy has a way, and I agree that Trump could get back all those young people by doing this.
Some of the best politics that Donald Trump has done in a long period of time, if in fact the U.S. decides to reschedule marijuana. Why do I say this? Take a look here. Say marijuana should be legal. Look at the time span and look at how much higher and higher and higher favoring Americans have.
No pun intended.
In terms of legalizing marijuana.
In 1985, the year before you were born, Steve, the Americans, 23% of Americans thought weed should be legal. Now it's 64%.
In 1969, it was just 12%. In 85, 23%. 20 years ago, it was 36%. Look at this, nearly double from where we were just 20 years ago.
Maybe I'll make that announcement tonight, Lummi.
Just
want to let you know I'm declassifying marijuana. It's no longer a schedule. They got marijuana. Federally, they got marijuana as the same as buying crack or cocaine or heroin. But meanwhile, you can go down to the store if you have a medical card and buy it, no problem. But federally, if they really were to get a hair up their ass, they could get you in trouble.
Todd Collins, 25.
Thank you.
Percentage of Americans say that marijuana should in fact be legalized in the country. 64%, 2 in 3 Americans. You rarely get 2 in 3 Americans to agree on anything, but they do in fact.
Yeah, 2 in 3 Americans don't agree on nothing. Nothing.
Agree that marijuana should be legal. Okay.
This is how people feel about it and the popularity of this move. But over the years, if you put aside the popularity, how has usage changed and shifted?
Yeah, it's the same trend line. It turns out that Americans have increasingly been saying Tootsie Tootsie goodbye. Have ever used marijuana? Look at this. In 1969.
Tootsie Tootsie goodbye. Who the fuck's this guy?
Hey, have you noticed, by the way, this is a new thing that anchors are doing where they're bringing their drinks over? I've noticed that people have started having their
and it's not even
their thermoses and everything.
CNN's being dumb because they could put a sponsor on there and sell product placement, but CNN sucks so fucking bad nobody's watching them that they have to put their own, unless they're selling CNN mugs on the website for Christmas.
4%. 1985.
So listen, bitch, you can't go. This is a 4-minute segment. You can't go 4 minutes without having your fucking drink in your hand. The fuck out of here.
33%. 1999, 34%. Then you look in 2024, nearly half of Americans now have at least used marijuana one time, and the percentage who say they're using it right now is also near record highs. And Kate, I will note when I said that Tootsie Tootsie goodbye, I don't think you quite got the reference. It's a reference.
None of us did, you fucking stupid ass fucking nerd boy.
To primary colors of film.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're
if
welcome.
This is a political move, is it clear that the president would see a benefit potentially with any one particular group?
Yeah, this is where I think it really comes in. Take a look at those under the age of 35, because they have been a real swing group, right? They swung wildly from the 2020 to 2024 election, going.
So this is what, let me, under 35?
Yes.
Under 35.
Tootsie goodbye.
Tootsie goodbye.
Increasingly into the president's column. And then we've seen them actually shift back away from the president. This could be an issue that could help, among other issues, help bring them back into the president's camp. Why do I say that? Because those under the age of 35, look at that, 72% want it legal, and then you see about half have ever used marijuana. So for me, this could be a wedge issue that the president could use, in fact, against his Democratic opposition and say, hey, you know what? Democrats have talked the talk, but I'm actually going to walk the walk.
So this is kind of the legalization of marijuana. I don't really know. Did it aligned necessarily with a party, but has it more aligned with the Democratic Party, Seth, than it did the Republican?
I think it crosses party lines. I don't think anybody.
No, because DeSantis was big on it not being legal, but meanwhile, John Morgan wants it legal. Democrat versus Republican. I think Republicans and their evangelical bullshit, they want it to not be legal, and Democrats kind of want it to be legal. So this would be a way for Trump to maybe pick off a Democratic thing while he can, right?
To me, having it being legalized in so many states, and those states that it's not legalized, it's being used for medicine. To me, it couldn't just be Democrats that are pushing for it, or I don't think that's enough support. I think that, again, this is cross party lines, and I think the majority of people support it.
But I think our governor, heavy Republican, he was all for shooting down the recreational use. I forget what amendment. Amendment 2, Amendment 4. I forget which one it was, but he was like no on 2 or no on 4. So I think it's more.
But the reasons weren't anti-weed. It was because of what specifically the marijuana, how people would have access to it, how it'd be distributed, as far as people growing it and all that stuff. Like that, that's what his hang-up, from what I know, was. It wasn't just like I'm a Republican, I don't like weed.
That comes to legalizing.
Well, it certainly can't hurt a candidate, I don't think, with numbers like this. With numbers like this, if you're trying to target the younger demo and you've lost a little bit of that, this would certainly be a topic that could potentially get you back in the game with that younger demo. Right? I mean, you know, if you've lost half of your below 35 base,
I just don't know what is, if you, I don't know, when you're already the president, I don't know what
you can. Well, see, here's the deal. Right now, still federally, it's listed as a Schedule 1 narcotic. Federally.
No, I understand.
But then each state goes in and makes their own state laws, and the feds don't fuck with them for the most part. But if you federally, as the president, you know, take that, legalize it, or take that away, it's no longer a Schedule 1 narcotic, then it opens up, like Indiana, who will never, ever legalize weed in any way, shape, or form. They're the most square, no weed. But Michigan, by the way, is wide open. I think, Steve, isn't Michigan rec?
Michigan is rec.
Yeah.
Correct.
So all the guys from Indiana just drive up to Michigan and get it. So it would more uniformly, Seth, make states on the same page, so that, like, if you had a joint in South Bend, you'd go to jail. If you have a joint in Benton Harbor, Michigan, you're okay. It would unilaterally, you know, across our, you know, United States, make it not you're not going to go to jail for it. Now, they may make it so that you have to have a medical card, rec versus medicinal, but the president has all the right and the power to take it off the Schedule 1 narcotics list, which is the same list that cocaine and heroin is on. Which I think we would all agree, even if weed is not legal federally, it doesn't belong in the same category as heroin. Like, you know, like there has to be a lesser category.
Yeah, I don't think there's any real normal person that believes that. My thing is that
the feds do.
This political gain that I don't understand about political gain. I mean, you're already the president. So when you talk about support, I don't know what that means. But
political gain means that this younger generation that he has lost a little bit of support in, which is under 35. May come back to you and support your ticket or support the Republican movement if you're the guy the federal level that gets marijuana declassified and gets it legal.
So he's doing this for the party, is what you're saying?
No, he's doing it. Well, he's doing it. Yes, for the party.
Okay.
Berto Perez, $100
for the party. Who's that?
Berto Perez.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. It's Steve Olinsky Day, and we're gonna watch some of his best fights right now. Steve, you're gonna have to be the commentator on these. So. Go. What do we got here? You're obviously. I think you're probably playing for Pittsburgh here.
I'm playing for Pittsburgh.
Is that you? Is that you right here?
That is me right there, and it was our last game before Christmas break. So it's always nice to go into Christmas break with a couple.
Would be like. Were you guys? Do you not like each other? Did he say your mama? Like what happened?
I think that was his.
Did he say, "Hey, I had your dad's chicken and it really sucks"?
Nobody's ever said that, Bubba. But
no, I know. But that would cause you to fight.
I think that was his first or second year in the league, so he was trying to make a name for himself. I'm obviously smaller on the fighter side, so and he cross-checked my D partner in front of the net there.
All right, so this started out with him putting a dirty move on your defensive man, and so it's your duty to go have your boys back and give this guy the good news.
Yeah, I was always ready to go, so anytime,
Alexis. So now, did the guy when you were on the ice and when you were on the second or third or fourth line and you're on the ice, did the players know? Oh, we got Olinsky over here. So if anybody starts fucking with us, we got our guy here that's good. We're not going to have to throw the gloves. We got the 61 here who's full of fun, and they're showing the good news. Look who's on the ground.
He has a glove on his left hand. He didn't get the glove off. That's 2 fights.
Man, you whipped Wood's ass.
Yeah.
You whipped his ass.
2 games for Alexi. He wants to stay in
you. You got a bust up nose. Point. Are you just out for the? Are you out? Was it the end of the game?
It was the end of the second period. There's like 2 minutes and 7 seconds left, so it's a 5-minute penalty. So I get to go to the room a little bit early, and then I'll come back and serve the rest of the penalty in the third period.
Now, which one's this? This is
Dubinsky. This wasn't much of a fight, but it went. Got a lot of attention because we squared off, and then we squared off again, and I fixed my hair in between.
Hour play time.
You mean the hair that you try to hide with that Amish hat?
Exactly.
You're beautiful. Now, he's kind of got you a little bit there, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure. He's kind of got you there, buddy.
I miss my grab, and then coming up here, too, it's never smart in hockey to punch if you don't have a hold of their jersey.
No, he's got you leaning back, like the leaning fucking tower of Lee. I mean, you're not doing so good here, eh? I hope you readjust talking to each other at this point.
No.
Are you trying to bite his neck? It looks like you're trying to bite. Man, how would you like to be like that?
Rebound back behind the goal, and now it comes out in front of Boyle, and he'll gobble it up. And now pushing and shoving out in front. Wagner is going to go. Wagner tied up in the corner with Alexi. Alexi gets a body shot in.
They say your name right.
Wagner comes over the top and lands one.
Now, are you the 7 or are you the black jersey?
I'm in the white. I'm number 7 in white.
The helmet. Alexi shaking Wagner a bit, but he's unfazed, and he comes back over the top. Doesn't connect, and now he does, and now he's taken down.
Although you even just said, fuck you, bitch, after you dropped him. Look at him.
And a tough shot from Alexi.
I'm going to throw my helmet on top of him.
Lands on Wagner in a scary moment.
Man, he's down.
Yeah,
was that from a solid right?
Yeah, I caught him.
As Wagner's down.
If you watch it, I'm timing, so when he punches, I'm trying to time it so he's coming forward.
Wagner is going to go.
Show us where the deadly hit is.
Wagner tied up in the corner with Alexi. Alexi gets a body shot in. Wagner comes over the top and lands one in the helmet. Alexi shaking Wagner a bit, but he's unfazed, and he comes back over the top. Doesn't connect, and now he...
Right there.
Oh.
Right there, right?
Yeah.
Right there, right here.
Phased, and he comes back over the top. Doesn't connect, and now he does, and now he's taken down. And a
fuck yeah.
Tough shot from Alexi lands on Wagner in a scary...
That might have been... Was that your biggest drop?
Yeah, that was probably my biggest drop. I had a couple other ones, but that was the biggest one for
sure. Now,
sure.
this is where you broke Vinny LeCavier's jaw, right?
Yeah, this...
Now, you got to lay this whole setup out, because this was a whole... wasn't this a whole line-clearing, like a whole shit show?
Yeah, so we were taking it to Philly pretty good.
So it's when you're a Capital.
I was a Capital. I think Joel Ward had just scored for his third of the night, so he scored a hat trick. And Simmons, you showed the fight earlier. We had some history, and he absolutely runs me over. I'm standing flat-footed off the draw. He runs me over, and Tom Wilson, who's arguably one of the toughest in the NHL right now, grabbed him. So everybody on the ice was watching that fight, and we had no idea. But at the time, Philly had a goalie, Ray Emery, who actually was a boxer and stuff like that too. He was kind of famous. He would fight players. He was tough. And he came all the way down the ice behind us, and we had no idea what was going on, and he started beating the crap out of our goalie.
So hold on, the goalie, very rarely do they get involved, but the Philly goalie came down to the Capitals goalie and started fucking with him?
Yeah, and we had no idea it was going on because we were all watching the other fight. So, and then we spun around and everybody went over there, and I just grabbed whoever was closest.
And
to me.
Vinny was closest, and Vinny, if there's one thing, he was kind of a pretty boy, and he was protected when he was with the Lightning, and he never fought, right? Vinny was not a fighter.
What's crazy is I didn't even know this till after we fought, but he actually fought a lot of tough guys in his day. He fought Iginla a couple times. I think he fought Chara. So he was actually he's undercover tough.
So he was more kind of a fighter than people give him credit for.
Yeah, he was kind of a guy who could do both and was tough, and he was a pretty big boy. So.
And you broke his jaw?
Yeah.
See that mask come off right there, bang. But just as that mask came off, there was no way in the world that play was going to be called dead as the puck was crossing the line. Joe Ward with a hat trick.
32 years of age. He's been around for quite a while. He has his first career hat trick, 366 NHL games.
So you guys at this point are killing him.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking killing them. This is where fights start because they're so frustrated, and you guys are, I mean, when you put 7 on a team, and they haven't, I mean,
and it's in Philly, which just adds to it.
The guy was signed to a pretty hefty contract, and now we've got war being, or I should say, another cat being run at by Simmons, and Simmons.
Now, none of this is your shit yet, is it?
No, we're all watching this fight.
Who can really throw him. And now Ray Emery's racing the length of the ice. Ray Emery is challenging Holtby saying, no, I don't think I want to go. And the referee's going to try to keep them separated. And
that's the best when goalies fight.
He won't be able to do that as away they go. Emery.
And Emery is whipping his ass.
Well, and if you look, Bubba, so goalies, they have these straps that go on in their gloves, and they tighten them up super tight, right? So their gloves are on really tight because they get wet, and they're trying to catch
and they're stopping 100-mile-an-hour pucks.
And he can't. Our goalie's not expecting to fight. He doesn't want to fight, so he can't get his glove off. So he has
and Emery comes down fully bare-knuckled, right?
Exactly.
Your poor guy's even saying, I don't want to. Please stop. I mean, you're poor. Why didn't the referee step in here? Because you can clearly see the Capital guy does not want to fight.
That's what fueled us.
To his aid at this point.
Now he's rabbit punching him in the back of the fucking head.
And I come in and try to get at the goalie, and they won't let me, so then that's when I grab Vinny.
Well, this has been going on. There's been a lot of talk going back and forth, and it's anything but friendly. And this is going to break out now.
Now, is this you right here?
That's not me. I'm on the wall. Vinny's number 40 there.
Okay, so here you are.
And this is a Philly feed, so they tend to show the other fight a little bit more, but they'll pan to us.
Now as LeCavalier is trading with Alexi, and now Shen going at it as well with Urbom, and it's a line brawl.
I mean, there's like 3 or 4 dudes that are fighting right now.
Here at Wells Fargo Center.
Was the goalie mad because he gave up so many fucking goals?
Probably.
I mean, is that why he came? I mean, I can't. You don't see that often, but I don't know why the hell you'd be so mad unless you're mad at yourself.
Well, and
you let 7 by. And you're a piece of shit.
In the offseason, he was a boxer, and early in his career, I mean, he fought like NHL heavyweights, like players. So that was part of what he liked to do.
All right, so here's you and LeCavalier, right?
Yeah.
Everybody tangled up right here. Shen goes down as Urbom winds up on top of
I'd knee him right in the nuts right now. I would.
That scuffle. A lot of frustration.
This is frustration. Yeah, absolutely, Jimmy. And you know what? This is a calling card. This is saying, okay, guys, all right, we're getting waxed right now in the score. But, hey, don't leave anything on the ice. Go home and go understand that you're going to come back tomorrow with a little fire. This is the fire the Flyers have been looking for.
Aggressive. With his first target right there as he ran over Alexi, and then he went out.
Man, number 17 was the starter of all this, was he not?
After Wilson quickly dropping the gloves, and Simmons really held his own against a guy who's known as quite a fighter.
And you fought Simmons before, haven't you?
Tom Wilson.
That's the one.
While this is happening, Emery is making a dash for Hopi, who wanted nothing to do with him at first. And then finally they go as one referee.
Do they go and show your fight a little bit?
I think they pan to it a little bit more
just
here.
could not keep them apart.
Yeah, and Emery just kept going and kept throwing punches. And Hopi tried to get up and react, and then two more fights broke out while that was going on. Braden Shen dropped his gloves with Urban, knocked the helmet off first, and a couple of rights going back and forth between those two guys. And Vinny LeCavier at the same time fighting Oleski, who's a real tough kid. And Vinny held his own in that department.
Well, Vinny didn't hold his own so much because but do you when you break your jaw, do you still play?
I think he missed a week or two, and we had a funny talk after. He lives here in Tampa still, and he coaches a youth team, and I was running a tournament his team was participating in, and he's like, yeah, I had to explain to my manager that you broke my jaw. He goes, when we first got tangled up, he goes, I just thought you were a soft Russian based on your last name. And he goes, I found out quickly.
He didn't know that you're white trash Michigan.
Yeah, he didn't know I was Polish. So
being raised by a bulldog.
Yeah.
Comes Ontario up the ice. Iverson out of the box. He and Alexi have decided to fight. There we go. Oh. Two big hits on Alexi, who's lost his helmet.
Alexi,
look at that! Still going.
So what that's called a penalty box fight. They came into the penalty box and they had it planned.
7.
And you gotta love that about Alexi. You know what that is? That's him saying, I'm not giving up. I'm in the penalty box. This crowd tonight wants to see something. I'm gonna give it.
That's what it says for Oleski, my friend.
I sent you some of Bubba. I don't know. Well, okay, I didn't know. I don't know how many more fights you had. Sorry.
Yeah, well, these are the ones that he's pre-approved.
Yeah, of course.
That he's done well.
No, this is. I wouldn't send you a fight. It's something different. I didn't send you a fight. I sent you something different.
What'd you send me?
Something about Jake Paul in his outfit that he's gonna wear for his fight. Just was.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn the volume up here.
Didn't know if you wanted to comment with Steve in here too.
Model boxing shorts out of alligator that I killed. A couple months ago, I went gator hunting. Then, after spotting a 12-foot gator, I killed it. Then decided I want to turn this into my fight outfit. So we had a team working around the clock to design and craft the perfect outfit for my upcoming fight. And this whole fight outfit is...
It's all red and yellow.
Well...
Is he trying... Hold on. Is he trying to...
Yeah.
Is he trying to bite off Hootie?
Well...
Oh, Brooke will go fucking lock him up right now.
An homage to the legend Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania!
Man, you're lucky Brooke ain't running the service mark because she'd have a solid violation on this guy.
That's Real American Beer that posted that.
Oh, that was Real American Beer. Okay, maybe he got the Real American Beer. I mean, it's.
Did you like his outfit?
Nobody really knows who's regulating Hogan's marks right now, and I'm not trying to talk about family business or anything like that, but Steve will verify like it's just the Wild West right now as to who's running what or who's protecting what. And the one thing that Brooke does regret is that she wished she would have at least carved out to be the person that oversees Hogan's intellectual, property rights and how his trademarks and rights are used, because we don't know necessarily if they're being policed or used correctly. I mean, right? Am I right, Steve? Pretty much on that. It's a concern.
Yeah, and I think that was her biggest thing. The entire way was just upholding her father's legacy in the right way, and I think that's all she ever wanted to do, and unfortunately, it led in a few different directions.
An instigator. Alexi with the gloves down. Throwing punches here with Voracek.
He's kind of got your shirt over your head. He's a little bit. Is he in the more better position right now?
Yeah, so I hit their star player, and he came from behind me and got my jersey over my head. And now with that fight strap that you talked about earlier, Bubba, my jersey's stuck over my head, so you can't get fully out and you can't get it back down.
Oh, yeah, and you can't, as part of your career, do you know how many stitches you got over the years, and were there many a times that you...
Now this is Severson for the Devils to the left side, and Miles Wood with a shot to the glove of Fleury.
Where this is coming from,
Well, the Devils are getting some opportunities. Now Wood, a couple of shots. We got a scrap.
And was there many a times that they just put like a little butterfly clip on it, and you should have gotten stitches and you didn't?
Yeah, I think my last count was close to probably 400 stitches. It was a running joke. I always had stitches. I lived with a black eye. I came out of retirement. I took a stick that they probably should have put a couple stitches in, but they just put some glue. Now
and you had to come clean up Latta's.
Latta was a tough guy too. So Latta's a really tough character. This was an exhibition, so obviously I always tried to get a couple fights in an exhibition to show I could do it, to show that was part of my game. And the gentleman I'm fighting here was a NHL heavyweight, so I grabbed him. And
chat wants to know if your teeth are real, or do you have teeth replacement?
I will tell you this: 400 stitches, broken noses, everything. I don't mess with teeth. I always had a mouth guard in. They are all real. They are 100% mine.
None knocked out.
Nice.
None knocked out.
So mouth guards really do work.
They do.
Considered like... This guy's one of the big slinging dicks when it comes to fighting.
Yeah, he was dangerous. He was.
And you did good when you're fighting. You got all this adrenaline going on and what have you. You might be getting fucking laid wide open where it requires stitches, and it probably. But what happens when you go to the penalty box and all the adrenaline starts to kind of go away? And then does that when the pain and you start kind of taking inventory? You be like, oh my god, okay, what I got here? Like, yeah. I mean, is that when shit gets real fast?
Yeah, for me, I dealt with mine all natural, right? And a lot of guys that fight, they choose other options. I usually soak it after the game is when it really hits, and you're sitting, and usually when you fall asleep, you wake up and your eyes swollen shut, and that's when it really hits.
What's the worst one you ever got? By the way, now let me. We got about 20 more minutes left in the show. We're at 9:66. Let's not, be over here sucking dick for 1,000 again today. Okay,
yeah, come on, guys.
Let's try to get it up here. We have Steve Olinsky in here today. What was the worst ass? Oh, as much as we're showing the good ones, and I'm not going to show the worst one, but what was the worst ass kicking you took?
I had Tim Spencer. He came with a right. He was about 6'5", 245, and he missed my cheek and just caught my nose, pushed it over to my ear. That was a bad one. And
broke your nose.
Yeah, shattered my nose. That was probably the worst beating I took. But I mean, I was always black and blue. I bruise like a peach, and my skin is like tissue paper.
Did you ever have to fight Tony Twist?
No, luckily.
But you heard of him, haven't you?
That's the land of the real heavyweights. What I do is minor compared to guys like him.
Isn't he wouldn't he maybe be on the Mount Rushmore of goons?
Oh,
Tony Twist?
For sure. There was actually just a special. They were talking to a couple NHL heavyweights, and they talked about how Tony was one of the scariest guys to ever play.
Oh, yeah. So Tony, when we were syndicated in St. Louis, I got to be friendly with Tony, and he was such a great dude. He actually owns a big auto glass repair deal in St. Louis, and he had the worst luck ever. He was telling me the story. He just had, I forget, he was a really, usually and hockey has changed a lot where there's less, and I don't know, I guess goon sometimes in today's world is somewhat disrespectful, but that's what back in the day they would call you. Every team would have a goon, and, and it's become less prevalent now to have that guy, on your team. But when Tony was going through the league, I mean, Tony's like, I was never, ever, 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 ever coached to score. I was coached to just be somewhat of a defenseman, but just to literally go in. They would dispatch me. I could have 9 minutes one game and 19 the next, just based on how much I had to go out in force. And he was getting ready. He was a fan favorite. And because usually the fighters are fan favorites, you know what I'm saying, on the team?
Yeah, everybody likes that part of it. And now, to your point, Bubba, the game has changed so much
that they don't even really fight.
There's not a lot of fighting. And if you are going to play that role, you have to be like a Tom Wilson who's putting up 50, 60 points and, 20.
Or like a Hedman.
Yeah, Hedman and those guys are all players now too, right? Back in the day, Tony Twist wasn't. No offense to Tony, he wasn't a player.
Tony said I could have played without a stick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Tony used to say.
Exactly.
He goes, I didn't even know where the puck was half the time. I was just looking for a guy that I'd been told to go fuck with. And so he was like, I forget, he was in St. Louis, I don't know how many contracts, but he was actually getting ready to get his big contract, or the biggest one that he had signed so far. And I think it was like at that time from when he told me it was going to be like $1.5 million a year for like a 4-year deal or something like that. It was pretty good money for back then. And so he was driving his motorcycle to the St. Louis Blues facility to sign the contract. His agent had gone all through it and things like that. And there, Tony lived like 25 or 30 minutes from the facility. And it was he was driving his motorcycle to sign his big deal, and he got into a motorcycle wreck that injured him, that really hurt him, and it may have cut his career short, or it may have made him miss a season, and he never got, because I don't think he played that year, and he never got that big deal again because he'd hurt himself. And so when he was literally driving to sign that career deal when he got into a motorcycle wreck, driving to the facility to sign the deal, and never got that big deal.
And part of it's injury, and now all contracts, I think it was Ben Roethlisberger, he had a motorcycle accident.
They have
as well.
like things that you cannot participate in.
For sure. And they pretty much list everything in there.
Motorcycles, skateboards, all that shit, right?
Yes. And that way, if they ever want to unload your contract, generally they'll have a reason. So they list pretty much everything in there, but motorcycles, skateboards, all of that. Even hockey, I don't even think you're supposed to be skating in the summer, which is crazy.
Really? Now, would you though, like in the summer, like to stay sharp? Like, what do guys do during the summer to stay sharp?
Playing summer leagues, a lot of it now, the game has changed so much. A lot of it's individual skill work. You'll go out with small groups, 5 to 6 guys, and you'll work on your skills to stay sharp. Your skating, your stick handling, shooting.
Oh, I meant to ask you, Lummy, send me any type of male figure skating.
Okay.
So Tony, listen, Steve. A couple weekends ago, I'm flipping through the TV, and it has, because I think, Seth, aren't we getting ready to have like a Winter Olympics here soon?
Are we having summer?
Well, I think there's
winter. Summer. We have winter coming up though.
Yeah, so I think it's the summer and winter, and this was like a pre-qualifier for next year's Winter Olympics, and it was men's figure skating. You know how they go out there and fucking do like a triple Lindy and all that kind of bullshit. And so I said, I turned to Eric and I go, I wonder if Steve, because hockey players, are really, you got to be really good on skates, right? You got to be a good skater. You got to be able to start, stop, skate backwards, flip flop around. Now, is that a whole? Could you guys do what these figure skaters do when they jump up? When they jump up in the air and they do like a triple. Like, so I was thinking, I wonder if like a Kucherov or a Braden Point or a guy like that could do this.
A lot of
Steve right there.
That looks like Steve. That looks like Homo Steve. So hold on here. Let me just get to where he gets going here. Like, so could you do this?
Absolutely not.
You hold on. You couldn't just do simple
As
shit
a
like
man
that?
or a skater?
No, I'm not talking about. Hold on. Let's take the femininity out of it, and let's just talk about pure skill set. You could do this, couldn't you?
I could do it. It will surely wouldn't look like that.
I'm
that's
not
for sure.
saying that you wear the skin tight black deals that show. I mean, I'm just talking about the skill set. I'm going to play this until you see a move that you couldn't do. Okay, here we go.
Ilya told me this is the most.
Now, could you do all this?
I could do it, but they're so smooth with it. And don't forget, I can't do that. My hips don't even open up like that. But don't forget, we skate, and our stick is a balance point for us too,
okay,
right?
You're right. Right.
They're doing it with no stick, and the way they use their edges. That's an extremely, extremely good skater, and that was never what I was built.
Skates it.
So, like, could a Steve Stamkos or a Kucherov do this right here, right?
Ilya told me this is
not
the most personal piece that he's ever put
right
together,
here.
And it really shows every time he skates it. The first of 7
Absolutely
quads right
not.
here, quad flip.
So who's the best NHL skater of all time as far as skill set skating wise?
I think Paul Coffey would have to be up
so
there.
could Paul Coffey do that?
No.
For real? No. That's that specialized.
Yeah, but I mean, because...
So you looking to meet a man who can do that, Bubba?
What's that?
You looking to meet a man who can do
No,
that?
I'm really not handing on this.
We know the places.
No, I don't. I just wanted to know, like, is this a different skill set of skating than being a hockey player who seems like they gotta, switch on a dime and turn on a dime and skate like. Now you could do some of that, couldn't you?
I could go from forward to backward, and
can you do that?
Yeah, I could do backwards crossovers.
Could you confidently wear an outfit like that?
I could. The outfit's the easy part, Seth.
How about this? Now, see, it's funny if you watch it because they jam that toe into the ice to get the propulsion, right?
Exactly, and they have toe picks on the front of figure skates, which ice skates don't have.
Here we go. They get that one leg going like kind of a pendulum, don't they?
Yeah, look how high he is.
Would you completely bite it if you tried to do that?
Oh, 1,000%. I mean,
would you break your nose again?
I'd break everything probably at this age.
Here we go. So even like an NHL guy would look at this and say, that motherfucker can skate.
Yeah, because they're, and don't forget, they're training completely different, right? He's training, the strength in his jump. I mean, look how high he is if you run that back just a little bit. Look at his vertical just to get up that high. That's incredible.
I mean, if you look at his highest point, he's almost as high as the boards.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
There's no NHL guy that's jumping that high.
And twisting 36 times. Yeah. And then nailing the landing, right?
And skipping away.
They should actually have an intermission. NHL guys come out and do figure skating.
Oh, it's.
Do you wish you could do that, Bubba?
No, but I was watching it, and I was like, I wonder if the average NHL guy looks at this and says, look at that little fucking twink. I could do that all fucking day. Or does the average NHL guy, which I just asked him, does he look at that and say, holy shit, I could fucking never do that, regardless of how good I am on the skate. I could, Steve Stamkos, Cooch, Braden Point, none of them could do not even come close to that.
No.
And Steve's validating my question. I saw it. I was like, NHL guys are fucking as good of a skater as anything, but it's a way different skate.
Well, you've never seen anybody really like celebrate scoring a goal by doing 780 or whatever it is.
How badass? Because there's all types of celebrations, right? How badass would it be if Kucherov went on there, put it in the 5-hole, right, Seth? Dropped his stick and then did like a
pirouette,
like a pirouette 3-ringer. That would be badass.
It would surprise a lot of Russia. I would tell you that there'd be a lot of shock coming out of there.
Check through radio. 10 memberships.
Thank you, Thomas J.
Yeah,
with the dirty hit.
Yeah,
that's a
clean
dirty hit.
Clean hit.
No, his face. The ruling is they're supposed to be able to see you.
I think that's football.
Last minute.
I think that's football, Bubba.
I mean, look at you lower it, buddy. Concussion protocol. Oh my God. Now, do you know when you lay a hit on that like that? Do you know that's coming back at you?
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's coming. Last Steve.
What do you do, Steve? Like when he's got the jersey overhead, do you just keep throwing? I mean, because if somebody gets into a fight out there in the real world and maybe that happens to them, what should we do?
Yes, and honestly, a lot of the guys I fought were much bigger than me, so I had to stay active. You have to just keep throwing because as soon as you slow down, they'll get that grip and you won't be able to break free. So I was just throwing. You
got to be fist of fury at this point,
for sure,
just to keep them coming. Just try to keep them off of you.
Game's uncut.
This is the last fight right here. Do you remember this fight? You and Carolina?
Yes, this was my first NHL fight.
This is your first one.
Fourth game in the NHL.
Sports Network. Go tune in with us.
So this is what This is what makes this one special. This is your first fight.
He's got to decide whether Ovechkin liked you or not.
Yeah,
exactly. And he's on the ice there too. He's watching me.
He is.
He's taking notes.
He probably is. Did Ovechkin come up to you and say, "Hey, hey, kid"?
Yeah,
No,
he's at the hash.
He's
at the hash marks right there. I think he kicks the stick out of the way in this one too.
The gloves come off.
Yeah, there he is. Look at, and he literally.
Let's go, pussies.
Let me see if the kid can really fight or not. He literally is at full attention, laser locked on how you're going to do, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he hadn't seen you fought it to this point, right?
No, and nobody really knew who I was at this time.
Lex.
Look at you, got him like your Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Look at.
He gets his first NHL fight with Grayson Bowman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alexi.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bowman wants no.
You did good, kid. I like you. Anybody fucks with me, you get him. I mean, that was a solid win, was it not?
Yeah, for sure.
Steve Oleksy.
Do you think Ovechkin's the toughest goal scorer of all time?
No, I mean, he's only had one real fight, right? He's just such a big body. You know, I think he's like 6'3".
But as far as like how physical he is, man.
Physically, yeah. I think physically, you know, I don't know if you put a guy like a Ginla in the goal scoring class. He obviously put up great points, but physically, I mean, he's just such a big guy. And I used to say playing with and against Ovi, you'll never be able to stop him. You can only try to slow him down. So he's going to run through you. It's just
he's
how much.
Isn't Ovi pretty big?
Oh yeah. When we played together, he was 6'3", 245, 250. He's probably 265 now.
When the Lightning were really terrible back in the day, and we would get free tickets all the time, they would put us on the glass because nobody wanted to see them. When we were lucky enough to be on the glass for a Capitals game.
Oh, and so you got to see Ovi that close.
I mean, he's just one of the most fast and physical guys that you've ever seen. So for him to be able to be such a prolific goal scorer, I mean, yeah, the guy definitely has it all, and you can see why he's 53 years old and still playing at a high level.
Bubba, you know who works here that is a surprisingly all-American skater and hockey player?
Colton?
No. Macho.
Macho?
Macho's a speed skater. He played hockey. He can drive the Zamboni.
Macho skater? He
can
drive the Zamboni.
Macho. Yeah. Macho, why are we just learning
he
about
said he
your
got clocked at 30 miles an hour.
Mach, why are we just now learning about your hockey skill set?
They're not that great. I mean, I played.
But you're a skater, right?
Yeah.
Can you ice dance?
Skate. I could not. I've been telling Steve a couple times, man, if we ever do anything like, if I come over and see you and the kids, please, let's not go to the skating rink. I can't skate.
That's our next live segment, Bubba. Me and Mach and you.
I can't.
It's great cardio, man.
I'll twist my ankle. You know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be the kid that pushes the chair around with tennis balls. I cannot skate, Steve. I can't skate.
Macho can show you.
She's going to go with right.
This is our last fight.
Well, now it's going to be even Steven. It's going to be 5-minute majors.
Now, why are these 5-minute majors?
So every fighting, like a standard fight, is 5 minutes. So
he's putting up their dukes.
A little dancing, right?
You guys are up by 2 on Winnipeg.
Put up your
shadow
dukes.
boxing.
Yep.
Right off balance, but still firing those rights. Oleksy responds.
That's a good bout right there. Oleksy getting the best of right at the end of this bout. A couple of haymakers by both these guys.
James Wright struggling with Oleksy down to the deck. Wright did not appreciate what he thought was a high hit from Oleksy along the backboards. And after that, it was only a matter of time before the gloves came off.
Now, when's the last fight did you get in a fight this past couple weekends ago?
No, I learned a tough lesson when I was playing for Orlando. I got in a...
Brooke does not want her husband.
I heard you whip somebody's ass at a Winn-Dixie this weekend.
Never thrown a punch off the ice, Seth.
The thing about it is a guy would see you to Winn-Dixie, and maybe like, size you up, and then he doesn't realize that that was part of what you did for a living was to fight.
Right, you see a guy in a nice Amish hat and wearing a quilt as a jacket, and you're like, look at this little softy.
Think he's doing
selling cantaloupes.
Yeah, you think he's going out to the farmer's market, right?
Absolutely. He's got great deals on the freshest cantaloupes in the Bay.
Our hearing is basically that Nick and his parents got into an argument the day before he went to their house and allegedly stabbed them to death. So what we're being told is Conan O'Brien had a holiday party on Saturday evening, and Rob attended with his wife Michelle and their son Nick. And I'm hearing that there was an argument that happened between both Rob and Nick. It's unclear exactly what the argument was about, but we're being told that people that were at the party overheard the commotion and saw that there was some kind of argument happening. I'm hearing too that Rob, right after him and his wife left the party, it's unclear if Nick left at that moment, but I was told yesterday evening Rob and Michelle's daughter, Romy, she arrived on the scene and was the one that discovered their bodies, which had stab wounds in the neck area.
Oh my goodness.
She called police, and she relayed to police that she believed her brother Nick was the one behind the murders, and did note the argument that had transpired the day before.
What could you be so mad?
Dude, he's not a normal. He's not a normal guy, man.
So you think he got mental health deals here?
Big time. There's addiction. There's all sorts of things. I mean, just look. I mean, Bubba. Let's be honest. Let's just look at his eyes. I mean, there's something that's missing there, and they were trying to take care of him, and yeah, they took him to the Conan O'Brien's party, and I guess he was running up to a bunch of people asking if they were celebrities, making people feel uncomfortable. He ran up to Bill Hader. And Bill said that I'm having a private conversation, and I guess that set him off. And
the comedian.
Yeah, and I guess Nick was just staring at Bill Hader for a few minutes and made everybody feel uncomfortable.
And maybe that's where Rob and
that's where Rob and Nick, I guess, were having a fight that everybody could hear. After the
and the fight probably about with his parents probably evolved around you're making people uncomfortable. Chill the fuck out, right? Maybe.
I don't know what. I don't know. You know, it was at the point, I guess, where they didn't want to leave him home alone. They were. You know, he was 32 years old, so I mean, they were trying to look after him as much as they could. I don't know deep down what they thought that he was capable of, if they were worried about this or worried about him harming himself. But it's hard to try to pinpoint that he was any sort of normal guy.
Right, and like you said, we've covered this quite extensively, and you can just see in his eyes is that dead stare, right?
There's just, I mean, it's just, you could tell there's just like, there's an emptiness to him in there.
This morning, Nick Reiner has been officially charged with the murder of his parents, Hollywood legend Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. The charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without parole or the death penalty.
Yeah, I think California reinstituted or whatever the fuck it's called, made the death penalty an option, whereas before it wasn't.
This newly obtained surveillance footage,
this shows him this is when they arrested him.
Verified by NBC News, shows Nick Reiner walking into a gas station and buying a drink. Moments later, police arrested him in downtown L.A., just hours after his parents' bodies were found in the bedroom of their Brentwood home. These images, posted by the LAPD Gang and Narcotics Unit and later deleted, show his arrest and include a photo of Reiner in handcuffs.
He was approached by the officers and he was arrested without incident.
Reiner remains in jail without bail and is set to be arraigned this morning. The 32-year-old now represented by noted defense attorney Alan Jackson, whose past high-profile clients include Karen Reed, Harvey Weinstein, and Kevin Spacey.
Fuck out of here. Fuck this guy.
The stage already being...
What, the attorney?
What the fuck, dude? What the hell? How do you take it? Well, I mean, I know you're going to get paid, but I mean, what? The guy did it. What information do we need to see?
Well, I mean, that's what attorneys do. They know you did it, and then they try to get it all convoluted, and you're.
But isn't it like sit down? Is like, listen, you can trust me. Don't tell me if you did this or not. Okay, just don't tell me.
I think that's how it goes.
You can't. Yeah, don't tell me anything if you don't tell me you did.
I think you got to lie to them and say I didn't do it.
Right, or how else is somebody going to defend you?
Right. High profile and emotional trial.
Prosecuting these cases involving family members.
This is going to be like another Menendez brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as...
Yeah, well, maybe without the fact that he potentially got molested. It seems like this kid's, Rob Reiner's parents were really trying to look after him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any, like with the Menendez brothers, that one kid was getting butt fucked.
They both were, yeah, I think,
I think they're both getting butt fucked. And as a kid... Here, as a boy at 10, if your dad's butt fucking you, I think you have the right to come back and kill him. I do. I really do. I don't know if that's man law or some Viking bullshit, but I'm just telling you, like, if your dad is a sicko and he butt fucks you as a little boy that you can't do anything about and you got to live with it all your life, and then when you finally get grown up enough that you can go find a shotgun and blow his face off, I think you should be okay. I mean, I know we don't have those rules on the books right now, but butt fucking a kid at 10. Think about you have to live with that for the rest of your life.
I just don't know how twisted this kid could be. Seeing,
I think
just what we know.
I don't think this kid got like abused or anything.
No, but I'm saying just with what we know on the surface, it just seems like his parents were doing nothing but taking care of him. I mean, clearly he was living off them.
He still lived at home.
Yeah,
right? 32. They're taking care of him. I think you said that they didn't really know. They didn't want to leave him alone necessarily at the house, so they brought him with this party.
Yeah.
And so, I don't think there's any of the Menendez butt fucking abuse. Like, I don't think there's a smidge of any of that here. I've always known, we've never heard of Rob Reiner being anything like, he may hate Trump, and Trump wants to think that that's the reason why, he died, but he had Trump-deranged syndrome, stuff like that doesn't work out too good for you.
According to Estate and Trust's lawyer Sean Weisbart, a partner at Blank Rome LLP who is not involved in the case, if Nick is found guilty of the crime, a specific state law will prevent him from inheriting from his parents' inheritance. California has a law known as the Slayer Statute.
The Slayer Statute.
Okay, who the fuck thought this guy was getting any money?
I know, but hold on. No, who at this point knew about the Slayer Statute? I didn't.
I figured it's common sense. If you kill your parents, you don't get their money.
I know, but they want you to know that they got a fucking statute on the books called the Slayer Statute.
States that if you kill someone from whom you will inherit, you forfeit both your inheritance and your ability to act as a fiduciary of their estate.
Let me, what's it called?
Slasher.
No,
fiduciary.
Slayer,
I can't say that.
The Slayer Statute, you stupid fuck. Say it.
Slayer Statute, you stupid fuck.
He is therefore eliminated as a beneficiary, along with whatever fiduciary appointments he may have, if he is found guilty of this crime.
Yeah, look at this. So look at this family. If we're just, this is the last thing we're going to do right now. She looks like a normal sister. This very happy, normal son. There's mama. She got a lot of miles on raising kids. Here's Rob Reiner. He's happy. Then you look at this fucking guy back here. He even looks like he has darkness in his eyes.
Well, I mean, especially when you see all the family photos. I mean, it definitely stands out.
Yeah, he's the ugly duckling. He's the fucking whack job.
Weisbart said. An executor, a trustee, or if they died without a will, which is probably unlikely, an administrator.
Look at him. Sick fucker.
Yeah.
I hope he gets shanked in jail.
He continues, is a
you think there's
fiduciary
some hardcore
appointment.
Rob Reiner fans in jail that are looking to fucking take this guy out?
There's some big-time Archie Bunker fans in jail. And take
there
this
probably are.
Take this guy right down to fucking zero. This is his attorney.
You've been retained to represent Mr. Reiner.
Correct.
And his reason for not coming today, I know you talked about it on the elevator, but why isn't he here?
Every inmate has to be medically cleared before they can be transported to court. He has not been medically cleared. It's
because he's a fucking whack job. He couldn't pass the mental.
Just a procedural issue.
Where's this?
Well, yeah, I'll keep working that crazy angle too if I were him.
MCJ, Men's County Jail.
And just to triple confirm, the murder case has not been filed yet.
I have not received any filing, and I don't believe the court has received any filing at this point.
You spoken to your client at all?
I'm not commenting any further than what the procedure of the court today is.
How was your client's spirits today?
He's not here. That's the whole point. He's not here yet.
Is he hot?
We'll be back day to day. The bailiff has indicated that the sheriff's department will take it on a day-by-day basis.
This guy's a cock
so
smooch. He needs to
hopefully he'll be
fucking
cleared
soak his
tomorrow.
water, or
and
soak
we
his
can
face
get
in
him
some
here.
cold water.
And again, the reason why we're not having it tonight.
Oh my goodness! How many more times do I have to say it?
Sorry, more.
Eric. Why is he not here today?
He's not been medically cleared.
That's right.
Not medically cleared.
Correct. Every single inmate goes through a medical clearance before they can be transported to court. Every one of them.
Okay.
And that's a process. It's just a procedural
Whatever.
issue.
This bitch is waiting
And
for
he
his
has not yet
Western
been
Union to
medically
clear.
cleared, so he will be here.
What's that?
This bitch is waiting for his Western Union to clear before he
Exactly.
goes and puts this guy in front of anybody.
I'm waiting for that $750,000 retainer to clear.
I mean, yeah, what kind of cash does this guy have, I'm wondering?
But I'm telling you right now, this is $1 million retainer. I talked to Kevin Hazelwood about it last night.
Well, I don't even see how.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to, and I can't mention any names. And listen, you smart ass, you and Lummy, just blurting shit out sometimes when I tell you not to.
I won't say shit because I got to go soon.
Yeah, don't say shit because you got to go soon. No names, no speculation. But there is a very high-profile case going on in Florida right now. I'm sorry, going on in Clearwater right now. And I'm I'm telling you right now, his retainer was $750,000. And you guys can probably guess who.
Freedom ain't cheap, man.
No, it ain't. He's out on bond. But his retainer to the attorney, that's just a sign up. When you retain an attorney, the retainer is just a sign up. They start working off of that, and then they give you the good news usually 3 or 4 months into it that they've exhausted it.
It's expensive being a naughty boy, Bubba. It really is.
Trust me, I know. Steve, I think we're going to have you back tomorrow.
Listen, I'm going to keep showing up until you kick me out.
Okay, well, tomorrow.
I think is Lasker coming in? He said he was going to reach out to you, Bubba.
He has not.
It's his birthday. He said he wants to come in.
We'll either have Gene and Steve or just Steve.
How about both?
or both. Let me tell you something. That hockey shit ain't nothing. Let me show you how to fight like a biker. I never had a stick or nothing. Everybody have a great day. Don't forget, get PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Give me a little something, if you will. All at the Bubba Army. Lummy, you're going to do a sports show, right?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. See you guys tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.